up in the sticks, learned to hunt and fish. I fell in love with it along about 5 or 6. My old man taught me to shoot a gun, and Daddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors. I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here.
Gravel Roads Radio, outdoors.
We're back, baby.
We're back again. Second All-Star break. Much deserved, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little longer than the first one.
Yeah, well, first one wasn't long enough. So
wow, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed another one. Lars Anderson, Dave Hollonen. Guest this week, Tony Fratzke. Tony, thanks for being on.
Yeah, big time guest.
This legit. Yeah. I'm legit excited for this. I think we had talked, you and I and Mike, after probably the first episode. Like, we gotta get Tony Fratzke on.
Yeah,
that
Tony's
got
name
some
got
One
story.
of your biggest fans.
Are you?
Heard, yeah.
You're our fan?
I've heard all your episodes.
Yeah, nice. All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you are our biggest fan.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
No, I enjoyed them.
Yeah, that's good. It's been super fun. We just gotta get better at. We gotta get better at getting on here.
I was watching a couple podcasts. We're not the worst.
Well, that's good.
There's worse ones.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll take
And we're
second
just
to last
starting.
place. And we're just getting going. Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't even got our feet wet yet.
Just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So, Tony, I think we all kind of agreed you'd be sweet to have on just because you've got so many hunting experiences. I mean, not just hunting, but any outdoors stuff, So,
Yeah.
disclaimer, at any point, if we're talking about something and a story comes to mind, just let her rip.
Yeah.
We got all night long. So, but for those who don't know you, and don't know your background, myself included, how did you kind of get into being an outdoorsman, whether it's hunting, fishing, whatever?
Well, that's a tough one. I didn't start actually big game hunting until I was 26.
Oh, so later.
Nobody in my family hunted.
Oh, really?
No.
So
No.
that's surprising. I've asked myself that question, and I bet it was his dad and grandpa and stuff.
No.
Really?
Nope.
So
Nobody
you
hunted or fished. Yeah.
What?
Never fished. with my
Really?
dad, no.
Okay.
I don't, we did a little bit of bird hunting and goose
Okay.
hunting. We grew
Sure.
up on the north side of Hutch, which was
Mm-hmm.
kind of premier goose land.
Sure.
Like Kent Herbeck had a lease right across the road from our house.
Oh,
for
nice.
many years. And we would just pass shoot growing up,
Sure.
but we loved it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I started bow hunting at 26 and just bought a Hoyt bow in December. Bought some camouflage jeans and a jacket.
Yeah.
So the year was almost over when
The
you.
season was
Oh,
almost
yeah.
over.
Oh, yeah. I shot my bow for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, here
Good
we go.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Got in an oak tree and froze my butt off. And I remember thinking, why would anybody?
Wow. what's
enjoy
so fun
this,
about
you know?
this? Yeah.
But I'm too hard headed I wanted
Yeah.
to shoot a deer.
Yeah, you're not going to give it up after one.
No.
set,
I
yeah.
wanted to
Did you
learn.
get one that first year?
No.
No.
You didn't get
No.
one.
No.
Okay.
But you didn't hate it so much that you said you're never coming back.
You're just stubborn. You wanted to learn how to,
Yeah.
you knew there was more to it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
remember the first time I sat, there was 2 huge trails coming together.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's got to be a deer walking through here every
Mhm.
half hour. Well, that
Yep.
wasn't
Wasn't quite
that
the
wasn't
case.
the case. No,
Not the case.
I sat.
Shocker.
Yeah. But I sat the first time and I could barely climb out of the tree. I was so cold. Just sat in an oak tree and just kept at it. The second year I shot a doe.
Okay.
And I was.
So it only took you 2 years to get one.
Yeah,
Well, a year and like not even a full season.
It was.
I mean,
it was early the next year. But,
yeah, a few
you know,
weeks,
but-
like actual hunting.
The weird thing was I don't remember aiming. I had such buck fever.
Yeah.
Even
For
shooting a doe.
for that first year, that's the way it is, man.
Oh man, yeah, I was like a kid. I
Yeah.
just lost it. Couldn't remember aiming. Anything.
Yeah.
And just kept at it. Yeah.
Was it a close enough shot that you didn't really need to aim, or
It was
what?
40 yards, and I
or-
never thought once about
4 or
40.
40?
Yeah. And I never thought once about how far it was.
Yeah.
I put my 20 on it, shot right under it the first shot.
Did you use a rangefinder that
No,
first? Yeah.
no, but I kind of knew what it was from,
Okay.
and the excitement of it. And I thought, what the heck? Oh, wait, it's 40 yards, and put my second pin on her and just smoked it.
Smoked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just, the first 3-4 deer I shot, I don't remember aiming,
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get, I was like a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just forget those things. Like,
Yeah.
of course you need to aim, but in the moment it's hard to remember some of those details.
Calming
sometimes.
yourself down.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
well,
remember on your
yeah.
bow? Because your guys' bows have those little levels on them. Do you, like, if you're shooting at deer, do you check them?
I do now.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's,
But
it's
I
enough
had to
of
kind of train myself with target shooting to pay attention to it
Yeah.
subconsciously. Like,
Yeah.
So you do it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a tree stand, I feel like I maybe don't as much, you know, because I'm level. But like we've shot at Powder Ridge.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I figured out where they come in handy.
When you go out west and you're standing on a hill, man, you'll draw back and I mean, I feel like you got to turn that bow sometimes 6-8 inches.
yeah,
to
that's
level.
what you were pointing out to me. The one you're like,
It's
your arrow
incredible.
went left because look how look
Yeah.
how you're standing. I'm like,
You naturally
Right.
want to, you're kind of cantered with the earth.
Yeah.
And
so it probably feels like you're going about like this sometimes out there, but just because of the slope or whatever, you're actually where you need to be.
if you're standing on a slope, you kind of tend to want to be square with the ground.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
That's
and that'll
bad
throw your
news.
arrow off on a
yeah,
long shot.
on
for
long
sure.
shots. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got into hunting pretty late in life then.
Very
I mean,
late,
bow hunting.
Very late. Yeah.
I thought I was late at like
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Because same thing. We didn't grow up in a hunting family, and my wife got me a bow, and I started hunting.
At how old?
23.
23, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Tony got
Yeah,
me
so
into
that's-
bow hunting.
it's the
Oh yeah,
same-
that's how you
same
got
thing.
into it.
Yeah, Tony.
I did.
Yeah. When I think
I
we
did.
were working on the same
Sweet.
job, and you were talking. I'm like, well, I got to get a bow, and you
Yeah.
found me a bow
Yeah.
to get, and
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's been a lot of fun ever since.
I got nothing against gun hunting, but man, that's a short season.
Yeah,
Especially if
it
you're
is.
a working man. I mean,
know.
it's just like if you love deer hunting, why not get a
Yeah,
bow?
it's more about. It's not just about shooting something. Like obviously that's the goal, but
Yeah.
it's just about having the
Yeah.
time to be out there and
Yeah.
just be out there. I guess
for sure.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
I wish they would do on deer season. Might be a little controversial, but I wish they wouldn't have it. Yeah, so short.
Yeah.
I wish they'd have it.
The gun season.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Here's your tag. Go fill it. You get one tag,
Yeah.
but then maybe like no cross tagging or stuff. But
Yeah. they have to-
go
they have
hunt
to
your deer.
make
Take all
some-
the time you want. You know?
Yeah.
I wish they'd move it. I wish they'd move it out of the rut, the gun season.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
push it after the rut and then go to the Indy. I don't care.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
The states that are doing it are pretty successful. at it.
yeah. I mean, those are
Yeah.
the states that have the huge deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like
And-
because of what it would be like 1 week farther or 1 week more,
Well, I think,
one or two.
I think Iowa's in December, right?
Yeah.
Gun season's
Yeah.
in
Some of them are
Yeah, I was
significantly
December, yeah.
later than
But you know, for
ours.
gun, it's a whole different. I mean, they're pushing woods and everything's
Yeah.
kind of getting pushed and
Yeah.
deer are getting moved around. So yeah, I agree. I'd love to see it. I don't think it'll
Yeah,
ever
I
But
don't-
happen.
like, what's Wisconsin? Are they like they run like a week behind ours?
Is
Or?
it? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on where ours falls because ours can fall really early or a little bit later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
has ours been changing lately, or is it me?
I don't know if they
Like,
officially changed it, but the last 2 seasons have been like the 7th or the 8th, or maybe the
didn't
9th
it
was
used
the
to be
first day.
earlier than that. Like
So, yeah, sometimes it's like the
Sometimes
second
it's
or the-
real early in November, right
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
just like a day or two after Halloween, almost. You know,
Yeah.
just depends on when that first Saturday in November falls.
Yeah, but
think
see
is what
now
it
it's
is.
is it always the first Saturday though? Because when
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like
sure
the
it is.
8th, then that would be the 2nd.
So it's first Saturday thing.
Yeah, but like this year would have been the 2nd, I believe.
Oh.
Or am I wrong?
Oh, if it was the 8th, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
they maybe pushed it back.
Oh,
But-
maybe they're going to
maybe they
slowly
did,
creep.
that-
Yeah,
that's a
see,
good
but I
point.
don't
Maybe
know.
they
Maybe
did.
they'll slowly creep it.
Yeah,
in.
and hopefully nobody notices.
yeah. Yeah.
It's hard on bucks though when you got your slug season right then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Though those 2-year-old bucks,
Mhm.
right when they're
Yeah.
their first good year of breeding, boom, they're done.
Done. Yeah.
Like almost all of them.
And I think a lot of people complain about, the little deer getting shot or beat, but you don't have with a gun, you don't have a lot of, I mean, if you only get out the 2 weekends, 'cause
Yeah.
you work,
Yeah. You work.
how many opportunities are you going to
Yeah.
get?
Yeah.
as a
You maybe
deer?
take,
Yeah.
Friday, the first Friday off to get up to your hunting spot, then you
Yeah.
got Saturday, Sunday to hunt, probably back to work.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, or maybe Monday through Thursday, and then 2 or 3 days the next weekend.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, it was first if you had a tag for the first weekend, it was Saturday, Sunday, and then the whole week you couldn't hunt. And then if you had a second weekend, it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
It was just 2 weekends.
2 weekends.
Oh,
So that was really sure. That's where like deer
Yeah.
driving and
yeah.
some of them guys got stories about, it was World War III.
Well, you
out
got
there.
to you
But
got to
it's-
shoot it.
They get
You know,
real desperate
If you,
then.
want- if you
Yeah,
want
you
to shoot
gotta-
deer, you got to
gotta
be
shoot.
aggressive.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. there's no passing the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now like a 10-day season seems like a lot, but it's still pretty short.
It goes pretty quick.
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
diehards that get out every day, but most people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
most people
swing
can't
it.
afford to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But that's one thing with bow hunting that's cool is you can't use time as an excuse. You have time, you know.
Yeah.
Like by the time I'm tired of it, there's still a whole nother month and a half. You know, there's a lot of time.
That's
left
why I
if
don't
you
understand.
still-
Well, crossbow will change that, I think, somewhat.
You think so?
Oh, well, I think so. Yeah, the guys can pick up a crossbow.
Yeah,
it's basically a gun.
it'll make
Muzzle.
people more efficient, I think. I guess I still don't. Do you have a problem with crossbows?
I'm a bow hunter, so it irks me a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
whatever.
Yeah. So for me personally, have we talked about crossbows yet?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest. And the reason is I think we need to get more people in the woods, not less. I think,
I agree.
So if it's going to help get hunter numbers up, great. I'm probably not going to use one just because I like bow hunting. I just like shooting my bow. It's fun.
Yeah.
But you are right though. They're almost like a gun that shoots an arrow,
Yeah.
So
I feel the same way that, the individual and your inner self gets selfish. You don't want to see more people, but we need more people.
Yeah, right.
Because we're losing our voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't want hunter numbers to be going down, in my opinion, we don't need to get to like where Michigan is, where they got super high pressure. But I don't know that we have to worry.
And they
about
are
that
going
either.
down, aren't they? I mean, the stats.
I mean, I've never actually really looked into it, but that kind of seems to be the common consensus is numbers are on the decline.
Yeah.
But do you do any bird hunting these days? Turkey or pheasant?
Not anymore,
or
but
ducks
with the boys, I'm going to try and get out pheasant hunting a little bit more. Yeah.
Sure.
And I actually started bow hunting to pheasant hunt.
Oh, did you?
I had a dog, yeah.
With the those weird arrows?
Yep.
The flu arrows? Yeah.
I'd gotten in a little trouble and couldn't have a gun for a while. So and that was
fun. I'm going to use a bow.
Yeah, and that was kind of what propelled me into it was the fact that I couldn't use a gun. So, yeah.
On the loophole.
Yeah.
So how did the pheasant hunting go?
Oh boy,
that's got to be tough.
You feather a lot of them, but you got to hit them square.
Yeah.
I never actually got one. I knocked a few down, but a lot of feathers would fly. But
got real close.
You got to hit them square.
Yeah. It's got to be tough.
But it was fun.
Yeah. So for anyone,
I always said a group of bow hunters should go out with a pointer, with a pointer and a bunch of flus because you would get one. You got
somebody,
6 guys.
Somebody would get one.
And it's surprising. Did we ever do it at my house?
We
throw the football around with the.
Yeah, what were we doing? We get bored and tried to do some
take the recurve with some flus and get some guys, and somebody will chuck a football and you'd be surprised at how close you are.
Yeah. So let's, for anyone that doesn't know, and I'm kind of one of those, but a flu arrow is basically an arrow that has real big feathers on the end.
Yeah.
Instead of just the little veins that are like this tall.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that slows it down and doesn't go as far.
Yeah.
How far do those things go if you shoot them?
Well, with the recurve, it comes out pretty hot.
I suppose you probably have to use it.
With a compound, it comes out pretty good. And it probably goes 100, 120 yards.
So it still goes a good ways.
Yeah, that's
not nearly as
shooting at a good angle.
Right, not nearly as far as a regular arrow would, though.
No.
Do you think it's like half the distance, maybe?
Oh no, way less. Yeah, I mean a regular
way
arrow.
less even.
Yeah, how far weren't we shooting some out of your place?
Yeah, a regular arrow. If you got the right angle, I mean that's going to go a few hundred yards.
Gonna go a ways.
Yeah, it's going to go a ways. Yeah, but those flus out of a recurve, they probably come out half as hot as the compound.
Yeah, sure. So when you're pheasant hunting with a bow, you suppose you probably almost want a recurve so you could, or a longbow so you could snap shoot.
I think so. Yeah.
Just real quick.
It's really hard to
don't have to get to full draw if you don't want to.
That and like finding a bird in your pin. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's instinct.
Yeah,
instinctual shooting.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
It is. It's
no, you got to have a compound. Just keep it drawn back the whole time when you're walking.
and with the pointer, I think you could have some guys lined up though.
Those recurves I'm worthless with those things.
Oscar was pretty hot.
Yeah, remember Oscar for some reason? He was like, I don't know. I was completely worthless.
I've been trying to shoot the recurve more, but it's a different animal.
Oh yeah. They're kind of fun to shoot too, though.
Yeah.
But
Lars, are you any good with them?
No.
Okay.
Terrible. I'd have better luck unstringing it and trying to beat the thing to death.
Yeah, me too.
Trying to shoot an arrow.
Use
like a club or something.
Yeah.
But they are fun to shoot. I mean, I don't know.
Getting a little more primitive.
Yeah. I mean, there are people out there that, I mean, some of them go as far as, making their own recurve or longbow and their own arrows, and they flint knap an arrowhead and like going completely the opposite way, which I don't know. I'm probably never going to do that, but it's interesting. I like watching those videos, like the process videos and stuff. It's kind of neat.
It must be it must just be like a natural thing, like throwing a ball or you know, you got to get to where you're not thinking.
That's exactly. It's just
I shoot 100% better if I don't aim. If any part of me aims, I shoot a lot.
Yeah, if you just pull up and let it fly.
Get an anchor point and let it go. Yeah, I shoot a lot better.
Do you ever go deer hunting with that?
No,
you just take your compound out.
No, I don't think it'd be too ethical for me to go with that thing yet. Yeah. I'm just not. You got to put a lot of time in.
That doesn't stop some people, but
no, someday I'd love to. Yeah.
I think a lot of our conversation is going to be about hunting, and I especially want to talk about your trips out west. But what else do you do outdoors? Are you into fishing and stuff too?
Love to fish.
Yeah. Around here?
That was my one passion growing up.
That was the one. That was the thing you were into.
Bow hunting's kind of put a kibosh on that.
Yeah. Took first place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would definitely say that.
You still get out fishing a bit though?
Yeah, we get out. Yeah, but we all got kids. So,
yeah.
But we'll get out.
Well, yeah. Kids tend to take your free time pretty quick too. But yeah, no, our kids some of them like fishing a lot, and some of them are, actually there's only one that's not really into it, but the other ones do like to get out. But I'm just bad at getting them out, to be perfectly honest.
It's hard.
Yeah. Well, so my mother-in-law's got a pontoon in a house on Big Swan, but that lake, man, that thing goes up and down like a yo-yo, like water levels. It's just, I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, but
a little bit. Yeah.
We'll put the dock in the spring, and it's way up on the rocks,
Yeah.
And a month later, it's the water's down 2 feet, and the pontoon is sitting on the bottom basically.
Every year it's like that.
Yeah, for the past several years. Really? Yeah.
Big Swan fluctuates a lot.
That's all. That's all the Crow River. Or what?
Yeah, it's the Crow River, and they're trying to get a weir, a low level dam on that north end. To help steady the level a little bit,
Keep it somewhere.
Keep it, somewhere better.
Fishermen are probably fighting that pretty hard, huh?
Anyone that lives on the lake is, I think, in favor of it because of just how much it goes up and down. I mean, but if it 2 years ago, I bet it was at least 6 feet.
That's crazy.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
There 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. We kind of just got busy with life in the late summer and didn't get out. And by the time we went out there to pull the dock out, the pontoon was fully beached. It wasn't even floating.
So
we had to lever it back with a log.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. So that lake is special. But
you go from 2 feet of beach to 35 feet of beach.
Yeah, you don't really get that around here anywhere else.
Yeah, all the other lakes seem fine, but because that one's got the outlet, on that north end, it just, I don't know. It's kind of bananas, but
pretty decent fishing though.
Yeah, it's decent for fishing. There's a lot of people, and year round. Are you into ice fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing that we have not gotten into. I think it'd probably be fun, but I feel like I'm the type of guy that would need a heated fish house. Like I doubt I'm going to go out there and sit on a bucket. I did that once, and it was miserable.
Now with those,
but those pop-up ones,
it's not so hard to get a good portable fish house.
Yeah, the hub style ones. Yeah, slap a heater in there, and the only problem with ice fishing is that during hockey season.
Yeah. That's why I sold my fish house.
Yeah. So you don't even have a fish house anymore?
No, I got portables. But
sure.
Not a permanent.
But not a permanent,
Yeah, it's just too hard.
I feel like I'd put it out there and get out there like twice on the season, and
just another thing parked in the driveway.
Just another thing taking up space.
That's what it is. Yeah,
it'd be fun, but so when you're hunting around here, you're mostly just hunting for deer.
Yeah.
Are you a public land guy? I mean, I know you do hunt public land, but mostly public or exclusively public?
Almost exclusively, yeah. We have a farm that was in our family that my cousin bought that I kind of saved for the kids. It's a decent spot, but not a great spot. There's a lot of really good public ground if you're willing to kind of go a little bit further.
If you'll do what Tony will do.
Yeah, think outside the box a little bit, on how to get into spots or spots people think you can't get into, but you can.
You can, yeah. Are you good at finding those kind of overlooked spots?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I think I don't know. For me, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But I always, if I find a spot that I think is overlooked. By the time I get there, I'm like, this is such a dumb spot. I'm out of here. You know, like I have a hard time convincing myself to stay there because it's probably an overlooked spot. Yeah. Did you ever have that, or did you just like?
Well, Tony, you're more of you just go out deep though. You find that.
Well, some stuff, but some stuff is just hard to access. You know, water access stuff, and it's a commitment. You know.
Yep.
So getting out there, you know, might take you.
You're gonna get wet.
Yeah, it might take you a lot longer to get out there, but my theory is you're gonna sit for how many hours bow hunting. You know, so it takes you another 20 minutes to get out there and 20 minutes to get back.
Yeah, well, big deal.
But you're right. It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you're in a better spot. Yeah. You're seeing more deer.
You're seeing more deer. It's probably worth it. Yeah. How far are you willing to drive like consistently to hunt?
That's probably the biggest problem is driving.
Yeah. 100%.
I got a few spots that are, 40, 45 minutes away that I'll get to, maybe on a good year, 8 to 10 times. See,
that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's on a good year. This year I didn't get out there at all. I've been kind of hunting with the kids more than anything.
Sure.
I got some local spots that'll, you tend to just be like, well, I'm just usually only have enough time to get out there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is finding like, I'm not a great hunter by any means, but just finding the time to have more than, a quick evening sprint out there hunt is, to be honest, that can be tough, Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm kind of a weekend warrior.
It's probably the biggest challenge. I mean,
I think it's the biggest obstacle for me to overcome is just finding a time that works, for the whole family schedule. Just there's a lot going on,
So my buddy's got a plaque in the fish house that says, what is it? A wife and a job have ruined many a good hunter. Something along that lines.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the reality. You got to work and you got a family. And
I don't know. I know other people are, they are better at sacrificing other things than I. Like the early season, for bow starts mid-September. In my eyes, that's still golf season. Like if I have an early morning, I'm probably on the golf course. Yeah. To be perfectly honest. So it's partially somewhat self-induced. I could go hunting instead.
Yeah.
But at that time of year, I'm not ready to hang up the sticks yet. So whatever.
The best part about hunting is you can do it how you want to. You can. If you don't like doing certain things, then you don't. Or if you do, you can.
Just don't do them.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the bow season for archery hunter.
For sure.
Like you said, you got September till the end of the year.
Mid-September to the end of the year. I mean that, which is good because, like I said, I'm just bad at finding time to.
In that stretch, some years you still only get out 8 to 10 times.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how many times this year was particularly bad, I would say, in terms of me getting out. I just didn't do a good job, because I went golfing.
You got lazy.
I did get a little bit lazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. I know I don't hunt as hard as you do.
It's kind of the pot calling kettle black.
Oh, this year I didn't. We went to Missouri.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and that was a week. We usually go for a week. I think we went for 10 days this year. But then before I went was all Will, my youngest. And when I got back, it was all Kale, just trying to get him on a deer, which I actually enjoyed that.
Which is fun too.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It's awesome taking those little kids hunting. Yeah. It's funny because you realize like how much skills that as a grown man and stuff that you have and they don't. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, man, you're going to have to get a deer. It's going to have to be close. Yeah. And it's going to, probably have to be a little bit stupid too. Yeah. Whatever, because
Yeah. And that, for sure. I learned that this year. This was the first year that they really hunted hard and it was fun.
Yeah.
I had the same feeling, Kale wants to shoot a buck with his bow and it's like,
How old is he?
He's just turned 15.
Yeah. So my boys have not typically shown a ton of interest in hunting. This year, Bjorn did say that maybe this coming, 2026 year, I've got an old bow that he might want to throw a sight and rest on and start shooting and see what he thinks, maybe go hunting in the fall. And our other one who's in 5th grade said Ivan said he'd maybe want to come sit with me too. So I got a ground blind for Christmas that I can set up somewhere and he can come out and sit with me in that and
see what happens.
Yeah. You get a feel for it.
Yeah. Maybe but he's kind of an animal lover. So I don't know how he would feel about,
Yeah, it's tough.
I
but
gotta
that
get
being
over it.
said, he did get
Yeah.
he got one of those little like mini pistol crossbow things,
Yeah.
for Christmas, and he's just all fired up to
Yeah.
shoot some rabbits.
Shooting it
or
like
whatever.
crazy.
Say birds laying all over the yard already.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's only got like 3 arrows, so he might be out of ammo pretty quick.
Yeah.
But so, but yeah, it'll be. I don't know if I don't know where I'll go with the kids, I guess.
Yeah.
But if they want to go, I'd happily introduce them.
That's kind of where I was at. I think a little bit was selfish. I pushed on them a little bit, bow hunting and my love for it. But if they didn't show interest, I just didn't push them at all.
Yeah.
Every year I'd ask, and if they didn't want to go, I didn't want to go. And part of me was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
But then I think back too, and I don't know if I'd have loved it at that age because it's a lot of sitting, and I feel guilty because I should be taking them out pheasant hunting and stuff like that a lot more. And we do some squirrel hunting, which is fun. I started doing that with them just because you get to shoot.
Yeah.
You get to walk around.
A lot more action. Yeah, you're not just sitting in one spot.
That's a
you're
lot.
Moving around, and
I mean, you can hunt hard a whole season and let one arrow fly.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
that's a lot to ask for a kid.
Yeah, that's a lot of sitting still and being quiet for a
You gotta be a
kid
pretty stubborn old man to get
Yeah.
yourself through that.
to keep keep wanting to do it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So when you're hunting public land, we've kind of touched on this, Dave. You ever run into any issues with other hunters out there, or
landowners? Mostly,
well, that's what Dave mentioned too. Is it's not so much the other hunters; it's the landowners next door that think, they have some special rights to this land or something.
Yeah, the spot I hunt mostly the first 5 years was probably 2 to 3 sheriffs or game wardens a year. Got to the point where I said this has got to stop.
What do you mean?
They would come because the landowner would call.
But you're on public land.
But the access,
I think I know that spot.
Yeah, it's legal access.
Yeah, the water entry.
Yes,
yeah,
it's legal access. You're not doing anything wrong, but they would call, and the warden would show up and kind of give you the what for you. I want your, which is all fine. But when it was happening that much, I find
After a while, it's just harassment.
That's what I said. I said it's getting to the point now where you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not breaking any rules.
Yeah,
perfectly legal.
Yeah,
and yet I still get, called in 2 to 3 times a year, and that part's tough, but
yeah, it
seems it's been a grind. They leave me alone now, but I know.
Okay.
Well, for the most part, for the most part.
I was going to say it seems weird to me that the game wardens would even give that any credibility. Like they know that particular chunk of land is public land, and the access is legal. Yeah. So if someone's calling and saying there's a guy out on this land, why do they care? Why don't they just say that's public land?
The game wardens haven't been too bad. The sheriff, but there was some history with their friend, the landowners. Pretty good friends with the old sheriff deputy. So there's some of that. Yeah. Have you ever thought about asking permission? It's like, for what?
Why would I?
Yeah, why would I?
Who do I ask?
One has permission to go fishing on the lake.
Right.
It's stuff like that really irks you, but it's fine. I mean,
yeah,
those are the good spots because people know how to deal with that.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And those private landowners, they know that if they harass someone enough, they're just going to quit going on.
It usually doesn't take much harassment because most people don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't either.
I don't handle it well. I see red right away. And
yeah.
I've apologized to the kids a few times. By the way.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been out, if it's the spot where I'm thinking of, I've been out there. I've only been out there twice, but either I'm real sneaky or they just never saw me because I haven't run into anything.
A lot of times they're not home.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he came out and I was with my nephew who's an adult, but he came out screaming in the middle of the night, swearing at us, get the blank out of my crick, and I called the warden right away and I said, left a message. I said, you need to give me a call, Well, he never called me back. And I gave Nick a hard time about it because it's like, when he calls you, you're going to talk to me.
Yeah, you're expected to talk to him. Yeah.
And I said, luckily my kids weren't with because it would have been a different deal then. You know, to come out, somebody screaming at you in the pitch black night, it could scar a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's hunter.
Be terrible.
It's got to be hunter harassment, But
it's at some point, you're right. It's hunter harassment, which is against the law.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would ever do anything about it, but that's the joys of public land.
Yeah, it's tough.
Some spots, but we talked about this a little bit too. I've never had a bad experience with another hunter. It's always just been, hey, how's it going? Where are you going? That way? Okay, I'll go this way.
Yeah.
Good luck type of deal.
I haven't either with hunters for the most part.
Yeah.
No.
Let's talk about Western hunting, because I know you got out there. How long you been going out west to hunt?
I was thinking about that today, and I think it's been about 10 or 11 years.
Have you gone pretty much every year, or just
every year
about?
but one, yeah. Since we started in Idaho. Group of guys that I wrestled with in college, just picked a spot on the map. We called out to the forestry department, talked to a gal. It looked like a really deep in their spot, it was about 6 miles, and talked to the lady, and she said, I don't even think they cut trails in there anymore, and we thought that's where we want to go, and we must have had 80 pounds of piece on our back, and we drove 24 hours straight through and just tried shooting straight up a mountain like a bunch of flatlanders, and
did it work?
we ended up finding a good spot, but boy, we learned a lot just about why the trails don't go.
Why they don't cut?
Yeah. And 80 pounds.
That's why the trails switch back like that.
Yeah. It was a learning curve. Yeah.
And you did it all off your own research or your own.
Yeah.
You just went for it.
Yeah. We've kind of always done that. Yeah.
This was probably before Onyx and stuff.
It was. Yeah, it was. I mean, Onyx might have been out, but
was there some
more Google Maps?
Was there some sort of mapping, obviously, that you looked at? But
Google Maps. Yeah.
How did you land on Idaho?
Over the counter.
Oh, they had OTC.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things that I have to mention. It kind of seems like a lot of Western states are doing away with OTC, at least for elk.
Yeah.
Maybe not for deer or antelope, but for elk.
Yeah, I think about everything is kind of getting pushed over the counter. Yeah.
And I mean, do you think that's just a money thing? Like,
I think it's, like Colorado has gotten so popular.
Yeah, super
popular.
popular.
Yeah, that there's just so many people. And I think it's probably a good thing. It kind of stinks, because you got to play that game.
Yeah.
How does that game work? Where you have to get points or something?
Yeah, I hate that whole
Every
thing.
state's different. Yeah. I mean, it's a full-time job to really, I'm getting better at that part, but like Montana, your general tag, most states you just put in for, right? I mean, you put in for a general tag, your odds of getting it or whatever they are, but you can also buy a bonus point. So like Montana, we go to Montana now.
Mm-hmm.
You buy a point and they square it. So 1 point's worth one drop in the hat.
Okay.
Your name's in the hat one time.
Sure.
3 points is 9.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
and the points all cost the same whether you buy one or three. I mean, it's like
you can only buy one a year. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You can only buy one a year. Yeah. So every year you would pull a point, and usually that's to put in for like what they call an elk permit, which would be a kind of a special zone. They maybe let 500, 1,000 people, hundreds.
Okay.
I don't know.
More of a limited tag. Yeah.
Limited tag. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're buying points to that and putting in for a general tag every year. And you can usually say, if I'm successful in my general tag, but not my elk permit, you can either opt out and get partial money back.
Okay.
Because you have to have a general tag to hunt.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So then you would go on to your elk permit. So if you're not successful in your elk permit, you can get most of your money back. Elk permit being like a special unit.
Okay.
Or you can keep your general tag and go where every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
And go, where everybody is.
Where everybody,
or whatever zones are open to a general tag.
Yeah. We've pulled elk permits twice. Well, once.
Out of how many tries?
Well, I have like 7 points now. So I've kind of got myself in a pickle. Yeah. And part of that was screwing up in the.
What do you mean you got yourself in a pickle?
Well, part of that was screwing up in the process because last year we put in as a group for the general tag.
Okay.
Or for the elk permit, but applied separately for the general license.
Okay.
Well, the guy that I put in with for the elk permit got drawn in the general tag and I didn't. So he went on and got the elk permit for the breaks, which is like Fort Peck, Montana.
Okay.
And I was just out of the drawing. So now.
Gotcha.
Nothing.
So now
I ended up going with him, which was fine.
You just went with him just to go with him and you didn't get to hunt though.
Didn't get to hunt. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a learning curve, man.
Yeah. It's like trying to navigate law or something like that.
Yeah,
and like you said, every state is different. So when the 1 year I hunted out west, it wasn't for elk, it was for mule deer, but you had to buy you had to pay $25 for the application fee or whatever
what
it was,
state
right?
was this?
Colorado. Yeah. And then you had to buy a small game license, which was like a small game fishing license combo type of deal, which was like $100. So you're already at $125, whatever it was. And then you had to put in for whatever, zone you wanted to hunt. And if you got drawn for that, which we did, the actual deer tag was $460 or whatever. So you're over $500.
Yeah.
Automatic, and that's for deer. Elk is probably at least $300 more than that.
Yeah.
Like, so by the time, just to get all your tags and permits and whatever else you need, it's almost $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For, depending on what unit, maybe a 20% chance, success rate.
Yeah.
It's like,
we always joke. They're like, sure, we'll take your application.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, either way, you're going to have $25 into a permit and, 100, whatever, into a small game.
I was going to ask, they're taking that no matter what. You're getting that?
If I remember right, because I think you have to have the small game fishing thing to even apply for the permit. But like,
you just got to not be good at math.
Or be real selective, or
just try to block it out.
I just nobody's gonna go out there just for small game and fishing. So they're taking some of your money, just for the privilege of applying.
You haven't said, "Oh, we didn't get our deer tag. Let's go for squirrel or rabbit."
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
No, I mean I probably would have, because the other guys, they all drew too. So
you just got to do that out of spite.
And you're doing a party. Putting in as a
No,
party?
I don't think we put in as a party. I think we all just kind of put in from the same thing. And it wasn't, must not have been real high demand, because I think we all drew. Yeah. Or maybe one of the guys put in for elk and we put in for deer or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I just keep thinking it's kind of turned into a rich man's game out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not a rich man.
Yeah.
So we didn't go out there this past year. And I don't know. I've never hunted elk. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
It seems to be super fun.
Yeah.
And shooting one would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
But man, I had a hard time forking over $1,000
I know.
for the opportunity.
Yeah. It's tough. But once you go, then you'll have a real hard time not.
Well, that's a little bit what I'm afraid of.
I tell
honestly.
everybody, it's like everybody should go out in September and get at least one time where a bugling elk comes ripping in.
Yeah.
Just screaming in your face. I mean, that experience.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
that's
hard to not go back after that.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. Is if that does happen, that I'm on the hook for $1,000 a year for the rest of my life.
So can you always find a spot to go?
Yeah.
Almost no matter what,
Yeah.
if you're willing to go anywhere.
For sure. Yeah. Burns are getting real popular. The spot we've been hunting in Montana the last probably 5 years, burnt 3 years ago, and it was just phenomenal. The first year, not a lot of people were there, and the elk were in there. It was kind of scorched earth too. There's some green.
You're talking the year after it was burned, or
so it burned. It burned in. It burned in late September. I think after the archery, I can't remember when it burned, but I went, it was actually the year of COVID, and I got COVID. I got COVID the night before I was supposed to leave, and I was supposed to meet Carl.
Awesome.
And I talked to Carl that same day, and he couldn't go. Turned out he had COVID.
Oh,
too.
nice.
He didn't tell me till after. I didn't know I had it. I thought, no, I didn't feel very good. I had the flu, and I'm like, well, it's 19 hours out there. Maybe, by the time I get there and get up and set my tent up and maybe hunt today, I'll start coming out.
Were you going from here by yourself?
That time I did.
Yeah, driving out by yourself.
Yeah,
because he's out there.
Yeah, well, he's in Williston. Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
Williston, yeah.
Sure.
But he had backed out, so went out by myself, and that was probably not the best idea. I had 2 really good opportunities, but couldn't hold. It got so bad I couldn't hold food down. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was sweating through my sleeping bag, and it got to the point where I started thinking, I got to get out of here. Still, and I just booked it.
You just left.
I booked it after 3 days. I just
couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't.
I mean, it probably was to the point where it was going to be literally dangerous for you to stay out there.
It wasn't a good idea. Yeah. And then I got home and laid on the couch for 10 days.
Yeah, but you already had the tag. Like you'd put the money in.
Yeah.
And that's wow.
But like I said, I thought I'd come out of it, but it never really happened.
Yeah.
It took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through a lot of NyQuil, DayQuil, a couple bottles of that, and that wasn't helping. And time to go.
You usually go like September around the rut time?
Yeah. Usually about September. We started around the 15th, because I think it opens usually out there on the 1st, Idaho and Montana, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
The rut kind of gets going more around the 15th. And the breaks, that unit's kind of special because the elk calf there a month later than anywhere else. So when we go there, we usually go, meaning then that tells you that they're breeding a month later.
Yeah, they're breeding a month later.
So it's actually the end of September is usually a better time to go out there, which is really weird.
Yeah, why do you think that is for that particular area?
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be the rut for deer is vastly different around the country.
Yeah.
Right. Like here, you can kind of chase it south, right?
Yeah,
so you hunt, early to mid-November here, and you go south and you can find it again, into January, all the way like down in Florida, Texas, way down there.
Yeah.
So vastly different. And if I'm not mistaken, the theory that, or I guess the commonly accepted thought on it is that has to do with, when the fawns are going to be dropping, what time of year it is, right? Like here it's, May or early May or whatever. Yeah. Springtime. It's not going to be harsh on a young deer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was, a month earlier, they'd be dropping where it's still winter and they might not survive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wonder what it is about that particular unit for elk that
I don't know.
Area.
It's kind of secluded up there by itself. It's a little bit deserty, I would say.
This is Montana, you said?
Yeah, it's kind of around that breaks area. Yeah, it's a little drier. I don't know why. It's really weird. Yeah.
Huh.
But have you seen a map of, I think it's either Mississippi or Alabama. Have you seen a rut map of that? It's pretty wild. There's little pockets throughout the state that are completely different ruts.
Really? Within the same state?
Within the state.
Really?
Yeah. Really weird.
Are they
weeks apart?
Is the terrain different?
I don't know.
Yeah, how many different terrains do you deal with? Like, is it all real similar terrain or
in
vastly different?
Elk hunting?
Yeah, just from all the spots you've been.
Well, the breaks are completely different. Yeah, they're pretty wild, pretty extreme up and downs. But it's, the breaks, it's dammed up. It's the Missouri River was dammed up.
Oh, okay.
So
by people or
beavers
or something? By people. Okay.
Yeah. It used to be a big trapping hub. They would run that, like Lewis and Clark. I think there's a lot of writings about that and stuff.
Sure.
But so it's a huge reservoir now, and when you get out within 3-4 miles away from the breaks, it's just flat antelope country. I mean, driving in the first time, you're kind of looking at each other going,
this is where we're at now.
You sure we didn't take a wrong turn somewhere? But then when you come down into that Missouri River bottom, it's just beautiful, just jagged ups and downs.
Yeah.
Ton of ups and downs. But most of the mountain stuff is all of our elk hunting's been in the mountains. Yeah.
Okay.
This year was in the foothills. We hunted up where that burn was for 4 days, and then had a couple good opportunities up there, and then we decided to hunt a new area, and that's actually where we had that poacher. Did I tell you that?
No, I wanted to hear that story.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Yeah, we'd driven around. So that was in the Little Belts, and we'd driven around to a new area. The guy that I hunt with, Carl, he has a buddy who has got some private land on the north side of this. The mountain kind of feathers out. It's still mountains, I don't know how many thousand feet, but a little bit less extreme. And we've driven around, and he's got this sweet little Samurai, and we were going to try and drive it up the mountain. I mean, the thing.
Almost like a four-wheeler.
Oh, it's unbelievable. We ended up taking it up in there, but driving in, we had to go through this private land. So they got the gates, you get out and close the gate behind you. And we were at the second gate, and he said, I just heard a bugle, it's like noon. And we sat there for a little bit, and sure enough, you can hear a bull ripping. And it's basically the public-private, kind of jagged.
Yeah.
And this is private, this is public. And we sat in the back of his topper that night. We were going to take off in the morning and head up the mountain in that Samurai, and we're looking at each other. It's like, man, we should probably, we got a bull bugling quarter mile from the road. I mean, this is not, I mean, it was right there. So the next morning we got up and kind of got to the top of the hill before dark, and there's elk everywhere. So we played that public-private line all morning, and we had 3 different herds, but one of them was on the public, and there was one nice herd bull and a couple satellite bulls, just smaller bulls in the mix, and we'd put them to bed, watched them bed, and we kind of made a plan to come back that evening thinking they'd feed down the exact same way they went in. Yeah. So we got out there about 3:30, and an Illinois truck had pulled up behind us, and we're getting their stuff out, and there's only a couple trailheads to go up there. So we thought, oh, great, we're going to have We got up in there and you could hear the bull just ripping, and about 4:15, we could hear some guys cow calling, we thought, and they were kind of working up this towards that bull. And we
Sure.
thought, oh, great. These
Yeah.
guys from wherever they're from, and about 4:30, that big bull elk. Well, the two satellites came out, we're fighting, we're watching them. You know, we're about 300 yards away.
That's super cool to even have that experience.
Oh,
that's
cool.
got to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. You know, you just kick back, just watching this
Yeah.
happen. They're out there fighting for a little while. Well, then that herd bull starts pushing cows out, you know, one at a time, maybe two, and you'd run back in, be screaming. You couldn't see him. He'd come back out again. And he finally came out and was just standing there. Just, you know, he ended up being about a 320-inch bull, which is a nice
That's
bull.
a nice bull.
Yeah. And we're watching. Carl's about 100 yards away from me. I'm kind of up on this hill for a better view, and watching him in the binoculars, and all of a sudden, kaboom, you know, and you watch this thing hunch up. And I'm watching, it's like,
This is archery season?
It's archery season, yeah.
What?
So I'm watching, just kind of thinking, what's going on? You know, it sure looked like he'd been shot, and there's a gunshot, right? Well, then another shot rings out and the thing dumps over, you know. So I go running out, like, somebody just freaking shot that elk, you know. I'm yelling to Carl. I said, let's go get him. He said, hold on, maybe.
And you know full well there's no
We don't. Well, Carl's first thing, he said, maybe there's
some permit or something.
some weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no reception. So I'm trying to look up online if there's any other hunts going on right now. And
Yeah.
I wrestled with the guy in college that's in charge of Unit 4 out there. So right away,
Okay.
I'm like, okay, we call him, and I get a message, call you back in a little bit. Well, he's making supper, it turned out. I sent him a text. I said, hey, we just watched the guy shoot a bull.
Yeah.
You know, and immediately calls me back. And while I'm talking on the phone with him, a guy in a pair of blue jeans, probably late 50s, early 60s, khaki hat, black rifle slung over his shoulder, walks all the way across this clearing, you know. And he ended up getting a hold of the game warden, and we shot out of there. You know, we're in the foothills.
Yeah.
And this is kind of just the first mountain you're going up.
Yeah.
And we shoot out of there. It's getting dark. We shoot out of there to get better reception, to get a hold of the game warden. We can see the whole hillside. So we're kind of watching to see if he comes back.
Is this kind of a one way in, one way out type of deal?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And we're talking, we got one call to the game warden. We said, we're on this, I'll say it, we're on Haymaker Road.
Okay.
Right. You got to go through the gate, and we're at this campground, but the reception wasn't very good. He said, I'm an hour and a half away. They don't have a warden for that unit right now, which everybody knows, I guess he said later, which is probably a problem. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
we're sitting there watching, and we see a four-wheeler fire up, and we assume that's him, you know, way to the west. And about 3 hours later, we're just thinking, what the heck's going on here? Well, they had went to this Haymaker WMA about 4 miles west of us. And he calls and he says, we're at Haymaker WMA. It's like, no, we're on Haymaker Road.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I apologize, but he said, the good news is I think we got him, you know. And we're like, what? He said, yeah, we'd set up a net at Haymaker Road, Haymaker WMA, thinking that's where you guys were. Sheriffs were pulling everybody over, and the first truck the game warden pulled over was this guy. Same description.
The Illinois truck?
No, it wasn't them boys. We thought it was. We had took pictures of their plates, and they were, the game warden was already doing background check.
So this was some guy that had come in from some other direction or
other
something?
direction, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and we really didn't get a good conversation. He didn't know if we saw him shoot the bull, if we found a bull. He really didn't know. He got a description from us kind of the guy.
Yep.
But I think more of it was him just kind of pushing the guy a little bit. And the guy said, you got a rifle on you? And yeah, I got one behind my seat. And, did you do any shooting up there today? He said, well, I shot twice at a grouse with my pistol. You know, so he kind of already admitted that he'd shot twice.
Okay.
And the guy took his information down and came and talked to us. And we jumped in that Samurai with the game warden and the sheriff and drove up to the elk. We were able, he, you know, kind of got in and said, well, where can we drive? He said, wherever you want. So I took that thing right up and brought him right to the elk. You know, I had to walk a little ways where it was laying, but they sat and dissected it for a little bit. And it was 1:30 in the morning, and they got a call, and the sheriff had been parked on a gravel roadway, you know, a couple miles off. And he said, the guy's coming up with another truck. So we watch these two drive up now on the road we're on. They're thinking they're coming in the back way now to grab this thing. Yeah. Drive all the way up till you can't see them. And of course they get in there, and there's a game warden's truck and a sheriff's truck. In there, turn right around and drive out of there, you know. But they had, long story short, they took his phone about a week later, and that has First thing he said when he handed it over, he said, I deleted some videos of some elk on there, which, who does that?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And they were able to get all of it. And it's still in the process. They're going to let us know when it's all done, but sounds like they've got him on a number of poaching cases.
Really?
Yeah. Got some.
He's a chronic poacher.
Yeah. And I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but, the game warden's pretty cool because it's an open investigation, so I can't say much. But then he would give us, a little bit.
Yeah, a little tidbits here. Wow.
A couple pictures of, a dead elk with a hole in it. And then the next picture would be an arrow shoved in the hole,
Yeah.
where he rifled them. And
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, it's pretty wild to see that,
That's crazy.
In that close to the road, that many people out, middle of the day, wide open.
Yeah.
Walked across a wide open field after he did it,
He's cocky.
It's crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I knew people were dumb, but geez, that's like
and how upsetting when,
Oh, yeah.
the elk were coming out just the way we'd planned, we're just kind of licking our chops, you know. And the two Illinois or Indiana, I don't remember, that was them. We thought it was the guy that shot. No, they were right there in the mix, and they heard the shot and thought, wow, what kind of luck is that? Somebody shoots a rifle when we're that close to this elk,
Yeah. But they
had no idea.
I'd say they didn't have eyes on it or whatever like you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Never saw him.
Wow.
Never saw him.
So if you hadn't seen that elk, like you might not have thought twice about it either. You might have said the same thing. That's unfortunate, but.
Yeah. Well, and even when it dropped, we didn't know what the heck.
Yeah.
We were still kind of going, what?
Yeah.
But seeing that guy walk across the open meadow, with a rifle over his shoulder, not a care in the world, it's like, well.
Yeah, he ain't gross hunting.
No, no.
Jeez.
Not the smartest guy in the world, but
That's crazy. So what'd you do? Did you keep hunting that unit or?
We did. We spent the rest of the time there, yeah.
Did you shoot one?
No, pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Called a couple in right to the fence, and it's like, man.
Oh, they're on the private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple of really close opportunities, and, I'm pretty sure that they've spent enough time there to where they know.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Yeah.
Man.
Pretty good over here, but you cross that line.
Yeah, you get past these trees and watch out.
Yeah.
How does the private land hunting work out there? Do people hunt that a lot, or does it?
Yeah, I think most of there's money involved. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
People are getting a good amount of money to let people hunt it. Yeah.
Or I've heard they'll even just charge a trespass fee. Sure, you can get to that public land across my land, but you got to pay me.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's one of those places that's the only way,
Yeah. People do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it was reasonable, I'd be tempted. Like I can either, drive an hour that way and hike in 9 miles, or give this guy, however much money, $100 or whatever, and walk right up.
Anything to make it a little easier. Yeah.
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 Well, we started after our first year in Idaho. We started taking llamas.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it was phenomenal.
From an outfitter?
I'm still
or someone that had, really?
Yeah, Gary out of Thunder Creek, out of Idaho, Boise, Idaho.
Gary, Thunder Creek.
I think it's still Thunder Creek, but he quit the business. But it was
he did.
It was phenomenal. It was so much fun. Yeah, $300 a llama. We had
How many did you have to take?
4 guys. We took 4 llamas.
Okay,
and they would carry all your gear. Yeah, they would carry all.
That's going to make it so much easier.
Yeah, one llama would carry an elk out easy. But they're just a low maintenance animal.
One llama would take an entire elk.
Yeah, I think he said 80 pounds is what they want you to put on them, probably knowing that you'd put 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would take it out easy. We pull up the first time we pull up to this guy's place, and you can rent a stock trailer, or you can slide a stock rack in the back of your long bed pickup.
Oh, okay.
So we had a trailer, so we slid that rack in there, and I think that was $100 to rent that for the week.
Sure.
$300 a guy. You get the panniers, you get all the ropes and everything you need, the lead ropes, and you shove them 4 llamas in the back of a pickup truck and drive through Boise, Idaho. Just the looks we got. It was just awesome.
That is awesome.
But they were, them llamas go out on early fly fishing trips. I mean, they go out all year. So they're just so seasoned. I mean, they're just,
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I remember asking him, it's like, what about water? He said, well, they're a camelid. So he said, if you got green grass, he said, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
He said, you stop at a creek, they might take a drink.
Yeah.
And I think that first year maybe they all took a drink once,
Yeah.
maybe,
But they get most of their
That's
water
crazy.
from
Yeah.
what they eat.
yeah, which is a huge problem for the horse guys. You know, you
Yeah.
gotta bring food in.
You gotta
you
have,
gotta
yeah,
water,
yeah.
you
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, so you don't have to bring food in for them? You just park them on
No.
some green grass?
park them on some
What if you
green
can't
grass.
find any? You got to go somewhere that can have it?
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
mean-
suppose. I mean, they just, wherever we put them, they just ate.
Yeah.
The first year in Idaho, we had a nice spot on the creek, and I remember, the grass was maybe knee high.
Yeah.
And you line them out and you hook them all up, and
Tie 'em
the
up
next
somewhere.
morning it looked like a putting green.
Oh, yeah, just
Anything
mowed it
they
right
could
down.
Eat it
Oh,
down
yeah.
to nothing.
Yeah, that's all they did is eat. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome.
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So what do you do? Just chain them up like a dog, like a screw-in anchor or something, or what? Do you,
Just a lead rope from
Yeah.
tree to tree or
Okay.
anchor, and then hook them all off,
Okay.
on their own spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But quiet, sure-footed. Don't bother you. Don't. Just,
How far can you push them things in a day?
man, that's a good question.
Probably farther than you
Farther
can go?
than- yeah.
Yeah, so you don't- okay.
Yeah, farther than you'd want to go. We took them the first year. We took them through some wild stuff.
they can outwork you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was nothing for them.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So how you picked them up, and how far did you drive with them in the trailer or the truck, whatever?
About 4 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
so you want to ways yet once you
Yeah.
picked them up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, most of it back mountain roads, they take probably 2.5 of that was mountain roads, slow
Going, yeah,
logging roads.
sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'd like to do it again.
yeah.
But there's nowhere between here and central Montana that rents them, I don't think,
Start a business,
I
man.
know, I know.
Tony's Llamas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't there a guy named Tony Llama?
I don't know.
Tony's Llamas.
Yeah, Tony's llamas.
Yeah. I don't see a lot
Make a
of
few bucks.
use for them out here, but yeah. And I was so in love with them. I thought about getting my own, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah, well, you start adding up the cost to feed them for a year.
Yeah.
You'd be a fool,
It's more than $300
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
That's kind of slick though. I've
That's
heard of
fun.
people doing that, but I never have, but
Goats are the next thing. Yeah, goats.
people
A lot
use
of-
goats.
Yeah, a lot of people are
Really?
using goats. Yeah,
Sure.
I bought 3 of them and bought the panniers for them and everything, and lost 2 of them. So I was down to 1, and I ended up getting rid of that.
Yeah, I remember that goat.
yeah. Residing the house.
It went to the sale barn, didn't it?
Well, I went to I don't remember.
Well, the goat
ethnicity.
version of a sale barn.
Yeah, I don't remember the.
Went to
ethnic-
butcher.
Yeah, well,
It went to the farm.
I put it on Facebook.
Sent them to the
I
farm.
put it on Facebook, and I don't remember what ethnicity they were, but I remember my daughter saying, "You think he'll have a nice plate?" I said, "That goat's going to be butchered tomorrow," And it was. That's what they
Yeah.
bought it for,
to eat it.
Frustrating though.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I mean, whatever. Yeah.
Goats are a whole nother thing. Yeah. I remember residing the house, and you pull up in the yard, and the one they break out every day.
Yeah.
The fence, and he's just eating a strip of Tyvek off the house like it's
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They're wild.
That's awesome.
Changing the oil. I told you that. Changing the oil in the diesel pickup, and all of a sudden they're standing there, and you're, and they're drinking the oil. They're using the oil out of the thing. You kick them in. Get out of here. Yeah, it was wild.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but I think who's that? I can't think of the guy's name, but he hunts with goats a lot. Yeah. You would know him. I can't think of his name though.
Yeah, I guess I'm not coming to mind, but
So you just did the 1 year with the llamas?
No, we did 3 years. Yeah.
3 years with llamas?
3 years. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot of the work out of
I'd
it.
say they might have to make it a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Did you ever shoot an elk any of those
No,
years? No.
no,
Well, maybe they're bad luck.
Yeah. And that always stinks because you paid for them. But yeah.
So what you hike in a ways with those things and set up a base camp and then go from there? Or what?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Usually get right in the mix with those,
Oh yeah, sure.
That's usually what we do. We usually, a couple times we've done spike camps overnight in the elk, a half mile from our base camp.
Okay.
Most of the time we're heading back to.
Otherwise you go, okay. So
Yeah.
you just get up before the sun comes up,
Yeah.
hike in,
Yeah.
hunt, come back.
Usually the elk draw you a little further away from camp than you wanted to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we go, we're pretty good at not letting them do that.
Close, yeah.
Well, they're gone.
But I guarantee.
Let's turn around now.
Yeah.
Well, getting close to lunchtime.
Yeah.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, it's like, it's getting close to lunchtime. I suppose I should roll out of the tent and eat something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't go nearly as hard as you out there, but
That's fun.
we don't see nearly as many. So, for me personally, I don't have any of the gear that I would need to go out on the mountain and stay the night. I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have any of the gear.
Mhm.
I mean, what do you think you've got into gear for going out west? It's got to be in the thousands.
Well, the first 2 years, I mean, I was wearing my roofing socks and my, just cheap boots and camouflage jeans and just, I didn't have the gear and it's a lot nicer. Now I have some Sitka gear that, you bring. I have 3 pairs of socks, probably 1 change of underwear, 2 pairs of pants and, a shirt, 2 shirts and kind of a medium shirt and a heavy shirt.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So you kind of bring in the clothes on your back kind of deal.
Yep.
And then the food and
you still need your food and your tent and some sort of thing to get water. You're not bringing it with you, the water, but like a filter of some kind.
Yeah, where we hunt now, the water is kind of an issue. So you bring a couple jugs. So
you do bring some water with you now.
Oh, you bring the containers to go fill.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you're not making so many trips. Yeah. But the rain suit I bought was a lot. I remember walking through Cabela's pacing for about 2 hours. It's like, I can't spend that money, but it's the nicest thing I have. I wear it all the time now.
What is that? Your rain suit?
Yeah, the rain suit. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but that thing's phenomenal. I wear it all day hiking. Probably shouldn't, but
when we've gone, we haven't gotten rained on at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if we just have gotten super lucky or what. But
yeah, what is like the range of weather for that time of year out there?
Yeah, everything. I mean, we've had snow. We've had
snow.
We've had some. We got caught in a rainstorm, lost one night. That was a long night. Yeah,
Ooh,
we slept on.
That's one of my questions for you. Got any dicey situations that you run into, either with
that one was
weather or animals or anything?
That one was probably the worst. That was the first bull we shot. I'd shot a bull at probably midday.
Okay.
John Radabaugh called it in for me just perfect, and I hit him back a little bit.
Okay.
And we trailed it through kind of dogwood, all the laid down timber from the windstorms.
Blow down,
yeah.
Well, that stuff is miserable to get through.
That elk went right through that. Yeah. And I remember being in it, climbing over logs, going,
over and under.
How did he go through
How did he get through that?
Yeah. It was unbelievable. And we came out of that and we kind of lost blood and it started to rain. And to kind of keep track of each other, because we both kind of started spreading out, we would call back and forth, every couple minutes, just keep within so we didn't lose each other. And I'll never forget, it started raining. And so we were starting to get, I think we were both thinking we're going to give up here, and we're calling back and forth, and there you are, and we walk up to each other, and this bull comes in from our calls, and we had a pretty good play on that. We never got a shot, but we start heading back. Well, neither one of us brought a GPS.
Okay.
Neither one of us brought a lighter.
Okay.
Oh boy. And we started back, and it started to thunderstorm. Well, it got dark on us, and realized real quick that we had known the area pretty well by then, but during the day, it by the mountain peaks that you can see through the trees.
Right.
You kind of know, okay, there's that. And well, once it got dark,
you can't see that.
Yeah, you can't see that. And we were camped on this creek. So we started walking back, and we'd always told each other we hunt in groups of 4 usually. Okay. And we'd always told you if somebody doesn't come back, shoot a pistol off every, hour or something. Yeah. Well, we'd walk back, and on the map, we had a paper map. Must have been our second year. We had a paper map in our pocket, and on the map, it showed 3 little drainages coming in this creek. And it's like, okay, well, if, we get to that third one, it should be right after that. Well, it was raining so hard that every little gully had water running through it. So we got to like number 4, number 5, and it's like, how did we,
wait a second,
how did we miss camp? And we started second guessing ourselves and turned around. And by this time we're just soaked.
Yeah.
And
you didn't have your too expensive rain suit.
No, this is year 2.
Yeah, gotcha.
We bought
still in the flannel shirt.
Yeah, I'll never forget, because Corey Beckman, we were at the sports shop in Montana, and he's seen this rain pants and rain suit for like $25. He's like, holy cow, that's a good deal. I should buy one. I'm like, I should too,
Yeah.
And that thing, it was about as worthless as it didn't hold any water out.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, we were soaked, and we ended up turning around, which was we let a couple bugles out, hoping them guys would hear us, and we ended up turning around and walking for a ways, and got to the point where it's like we got lost. We got to set up.
And they weren't shooting the pistol off either.
No. Okay. And we ended up building a kind of a hooch, so we started snapping off pine branches and laying them above us to try to keep the rain out.
Stop some of the rain, yeah.
Yeah, and he had an old military. We were still running MREs back then. He was a military guy. Yeah. John was, and so he got some from his old leader or whatever I would call it. And he had a little canister with like 12 matches in it. That's what we had, And it was probably 10 years old, So we got a little thing going, and we're cold. You know, it's probably in the mid 30s, and we're soaking wet. Maybe 40 at the tops. You know,
Perfect hypothermia.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good. We were
horrible.
starting to realize like this is not good.
A bad situation.
Yeah. So we get that hooch built, and he's got a little thing, and we start striking matches, and the first one, the head goes flying, you know, right off of it.
Oh yeah,
man.
And the second one, and then the third one won't light, and you know, we're getting down to like 3 or 4, and some of them are lighting, but we can't get the fire going, you know, and we're down to just a couple, and it's like, okay, we got to do something here because we got a couple in our kindling, but everything's soaking wet. You know?
Yeah.
So we started just taking pigtails, you know, take your knife and start carving it, get down to some dry wood, and in the last match, you got a fire going.
Oh,
and we stoked that thing and laid there. And, you know, you don't sleep. It's like 10 minutes, you're warm enough, and the fire goes out and you wake up freezing and you stoke it. And morning came and we both realized where we were real quick, and we turned around a little bit too soon, you know, but we had to have been close and get back to camp. And those guys were still up waiting for us, scared to death, you know, not knowing what happened.
Man.
And they said, we heard you guys bugle. And I said, what? I said, you were right there. So we didn't. I said, why didn't you shoot the gun?
Yeah.
Oh, you were right there. We figured you were going to. I said, oh my gosh. But it was, in the end, it was kind of a cool story, you know.
Now that you're here. And
once it was over, it was like, okay.
So how far away were you where you set up that hooch?
Probably a mile and a half or something. But
do you have any idea how close you had gotten? I mean, were you within like a quarter mile?
It was downpour rain to the point where it was getting hard to walk on a side hill. And
too wet and sloppy.
So we were close because they heard us bugle. Yeah, I mean, we were close. They thought we were right there. They were waiting for us to pop out. You know?
Jeez.
Why didn't you shoot a pistol? He said, I don't want to scare all the elk away. It's like, oh,
midnight and pouring rain.
But it makes for a cool story, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's
survived it.
Cool experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of lessons that night.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you hear stories like those 2 guys in Colorado or whatever this year that went out and got caught, and you know, well, I mean, they got struck by lightning, but so it's a little bit different. But it's like, man,
yeah, that's terrible.
I do not have the gear to survive something like that. You know, it's like, oof. And granted, again, we don't do what you guys do. We just base camp it, and we're back in plenty of time usually.
Yeah.
You know, but
and I think you can get by with not very good gear, you know. I mean, that night you would have just kept walking, you know.
Yeah.
You just can't stop.
Yeah, just can't stop moving. But
I had to keep going, but
But it's like, if you're second guessing yourself, you're like, what happens if you end up even farther away? You know,
we learned a lesson there. Should have just kept going, because second guessing yourself, that's when we both knew. I mean, we're walking along the edge of a creek and camp is on that side. It's like, we got to hit it, you know.
Yeah, you won't walk past it.
Yeah, you start not thinking.
Yeah, you start not thinking clearly, right? And
yeah.
A little bit of maybe not fear, but you know, unease or whatever sets in, and it changes your thinking real quick.
Yeah. The next day you're going, man, that was dumb.
Yeah.
But I always have a lighter in my pocket now. That's
yeah. Any awesome animal encounters or creepy ones, or
the first year, you know, that year we were all pretty green and just kind of flew in there. We got, you know, we shot up up the mountain again, 80 pounds on our back, and everybody got so tired that it's like, let's just set up camp here. Well, we set up, you know, right away. I'm like, what? You looking around, it's nothing but rock, wide open. There's a strip of about 10 acres of trees, and I remember arguing with Corey. It's like, what are we gonna hunt?
Yeah.
All those trees. It's like the trees we just walked through. It's 10 acres, you know? So I remember I said, I'm going to go over this next hill and see what's over there. And they were setting up, and I went and peeked over. It's just this huge, beautiful, lush valley. And that's where we ended up hunting the next 4 years. It was 1,200 feet down, rock face. I mean, climbable. You could climb it, but it was straight down 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet. Yeah.
And we ended up going down there with 3 days worth of food and the clothes on our back and our tents, and setting up down there, and kind of left the base camp up. And hunted that for 4 days. And it was day 6 of 7. John Radabaugh was calling for me. And we had a cow and a calf come through. And we could hear the bull you know, about 100 yards off, but he wasn't coming in. And I wasn't really paying attention to him. And all of a sudden I heard a commotion. And I look, and he's got his bow in one hand and his pistol in the other, you know. And I remember, did you shoot one? You know? He said, yeah, I just shot a mountain lion. I'm like, what? Yeah. And I go over there, and I'm all excited. He's all excited. And and he had seen movement
Yep.
and was watching there. And he said, about 5-10 minutes went by and the pine squirrel started going nuts. And he turned and looked, and at 8 yards, there's a mountain lion.
8 yards.
Standing broadside. And he drew his bow back and shot and went right to his pistol. And he ended up hitting it back. It jumped up like a cat would.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it rolled down the hill. Well, I was so excited. I went, let's go, walked right up on it. And, it still, front leg still worked just fine. Yeah. Walked within about 2 feet of the thing. And we ended up shooting it. So let me preface this by saying Montana or Idaho then, and probably still now, you get your elk tag. And at any time you can shoot an elk, a black bear, a wolf, or a mountain lion with it, which is pretty cool.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
But it was fair game.
Fair game, yeah.
That's awesome.
You're
That is awesome.
Yeah, you're burning your elk tag on one of those animals, but yeah.
Oh, so if you shoot one of those, your tag is done.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. In lieu of your elk, you can
I
shoot one of
got you.
those.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it was
Huh.
fair, it was fair game, but we ended up putting 8 arrows in that. I think it was 8.
Before it went down? Why didn't
well-
you just shoot it again with a gun?
That's a good question.
You just turned it into a pin
I
cushion.
don't know if it was 8. It might have been 6, but yeah, it was pretty wild. But the thing I remember after that was walking out different.
Oh, yeah.
Because up until then, we're just a bunch of flatlanders from Minnesota, just in the dark, just do, and after that, you got your headlamp on, kind of looking up
What
in
was
the
that?
trees.
What was that?
Yeah. But that was
8 yards.
8 yards.
Man,
How big
that's
was it?
crazy.
Was it a big one?
Yeah, it was a big one. Yeah. I don't know if I got my phone on me, but that's probably not good radio. No, I don't.
Well, this is video too.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll show you a picture. Yeah, it was a big male. We got some cool pictures. It's the hides in a barn in Ellsworth,
Is it all you,
Wisconsin somewhere.
is that all you take is the hide, or is there anything else you
Yeah,
get?
you
we were
say-
pretty hungry, so
Some
the
people eat
backstraps-
it.
Yeah,
Did you eat it?
It's
Oh, okay.
phenomenal.
Really?
Mountain line's phenomenal. Yeah, it's like
I've
pork.
heard that, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
pork.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. But you're also very hungry.
Well,
we only
sure.
brought enough food for
You
Yeah,
brought food for
obviously.
3 days and
But no,
that-
I've had it other times. Yeah, like the wild game feed at our church. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, it's good.
Mm.
Yeah, white meat. Yeah,
just fry like a pork chop or what?
yeah. Well,
Probably cook it a
cook
bunch
it
of
over
ways,
the
but
fire over there.
Yeah, out
but
there, right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
over the fire.
Salt it down.
Yeah, pretty much everything's good with enough salt.
Salt and butter, and
Yeah.
to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah, that was quite the experience. Yeah, yeah.
What? Tell us the story of your first elk. That had to be a rush.
Yeah. My first elk was in the breaks. Yeah, and we had I was by myself. It was 3 of us, so they had split up, and I'd spotted a pretty decent bull with 2 smaller bulls, and kind of that evening, those guys came over, and I told them where it was, and we sat and glassed, and they were still there in this little cut, and there, it's just really jagged land out there.
Okay.
It's really up and down. A lot of small valleys, like not huge mountain valleys. It's hard to describe. It's all these valleys cutting down into the lake. It used to be river bottom, but maybe 300 to 500 feet of elevation. And we had spotted it, and I had spotted it, so I said, okay, here's the game plan. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna all 3 get in there on the downwind side, and you're gonna stay here. You're gonna go here, and I'm gonna go all the way around, and we should have them, kind of cornered, and the wind will be in our favor. And we did that, and I remember going all the way around, and you can't really tell the terrain. I mean, it's so jagged out there, and I thought I would be coming around and having a great opportunity. And I came around, and there was nothing but a big valley, and it came up, and there he was.
It looked a little different when you got there.
Completely different.
Tends to happen
I was
out there.
completely cut off. You 72 yards,
Okay.
and I sat and you shot at my house. At that time, I'd shoot 75, 80 all the time, just to practice.
Just to get,
There's always that question of efficacy, when you're shooting that far, but it was 72 yards and I wasn't getting any closer. So I drew back and I let one fly, and, you're aiming so high, I hit a branch right away. The arrow went flying. That elk never, he had heard it, and he ran about 10 more yards, and I ranged him 84.
Yeah, because you're not even thinking that branch is even in your
Not even in
path.
your-
But it's
never.
Yeah, it's way too far.
a big arc on the arrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 84, I'm like, okay, put it at 84 at a single pin, 100 grain.
Same
arrows
setup
back
you
there.
have now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just drilled him right in the heart, went and bedded down, and we sat and watched him until he went down, and that was that. Yeah, it was pretty exciting, but that's a long shot. I mean, I've never.
Oh, that's a very long shot.
Probably.
Yeah, but Tony, you're good with a bow.
Well,
it's
you
still a long
practiced
shot.
it though.
I practice
But
long
that's a
shots,
very
but
long
that's a whole
shot.
different.
Yeah, it still is a long shot
Yeah.
though.
Questionable.
It's got to seem like the arrow's in the air for about 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Tony
yeah.
shoots those heavy arrows too.
Now I do. Yeah. Now
Oh,
I do.
you didn't then?
No,
Okay.
100 grain arrows in. Yeah.
You're a heavy arrow guy now.
I am
Yeah,
now.
describe him
heavy-
your arrow. It's awesome. It's impressive.
Yeah. Well, now I shoot. I had so many issues with deflections. I never had a pass through. Probably the
when you hit the animal. You mean.
Yeah, probably the first 6-7 deer I never had a pass through. That 19 pointer I shot by my house, I was level with him. I shot him off the ground, and the arrow hit a rib and deflected up and hit the spine. So where the entry point would have been was pretty decent, probably double lungs, but
Okay.
it ended up spining him. That was my fault.
Do you think that was like arrow setup or the broadhead?
I don't know. But the pass through bothered me. All these guys would talk about pass throughs, and their
Yeah.
arrow would be laying there.
Were you shooting mechanicals or fixed heads early on?
Fixed early, and then I went to 2-blade rages.
Okay.
That was a 2-blade rage.
Okay.
Yeah. But now, there's that Dr. Ashwell.
Dr. Ashby?
Ashby?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is it, the Ranch Fairy?
Yeah, Ranch Fairy.
Yeah, kind
he's-
of crazy.
Yeah.
I listened to his stuff and I ordered that kit. So you get these, I got two 250 spines, which are really stiff, and 2 300 spines
Okay.
is what he sends out. And
Oh, you actually ordered an arrow, like an arrow building kit or arrow kit or what?
It's a tuning kit from him because his whole theory is all we care about now is speed. So you pick up a bow
Yeah.
and you go with the lightest noodleless arrow.
Yeah.
350, it's
Yeah.
a noodle. You go to 100 grain arrow. You want to be as fast as you can.
Shoot it. Yeah.
And that don't shoot good out of
380 feet per second.
Yeah,
but
and that doesn't shoot good out of every bow. And I was having tuning issues. I was having having a hard. I'd take it.
You're basically, instead of tuning the bow to the arrow, you're tuning the arrow to the bow.
Yeah,
Kind of doing it the other way.
Yeah, finding out what shoots good out of the bow just
Yeah.
naturally. So there's no fletchings on it. You put 100 grain. You basically get 100, 125, 150, 175, and 200 grain tips.
Yeah.
And you go through a process of shooting through paper with no fletchings.
Paper tune, yeah.
And I got to 175 on a 250 spine arrow, and I'd just shoot bullet holes, no fletchings, just be a dot to the
Yeah.
paper. It's like, well, that's
what I'm shooting.
I guess that's what my bow likes.
That's what I'm shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've loved it. The only downside is the arc,
A lot more arc.
lot
yeah.
more.
Heavier arrow, yeah.
slower.
Yeah. Doesn't shoot as flat, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but you with that single pin though, man, you dial in pretty good with that. I mean, it's
Yeah. I
really
mean,
good.
you lose distance. I can't shoot 84 anymore, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I remember when we figured that out.
Were you with it?
Yeah.
Powder Ridge. Yeah. I'd always been shooting 90. You get to Powder Ridge and there's a 95 or 100.
It was far.
Yeah. It might have been 100 yard
95,
elk
yeah,
shot.
it was something like that.
And I just went to heavy arrows and I turned my thing to 100 and, draw back. And I remember looking at somebody and being like, hey,
Your arrow's about to fly through your sight or whatever it was.
yeah, it comes back and I heard it hit my sight and it's
Oh.
pointed right through my pins.
Because your sight's down so
right
low.
through the pin.
I
Yeah.
think one of you came over and pulled, and
What do we do?
one of you pulled on my
Did we drop your
Drop
release or
yeah,
something?
Drop my rest. Yeah.
Yeah, drop your rest. Yeah.
Which is fun to do when you're drawed back.
Yeah, that seems sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
But that's why I shoot now and I've loved it. I mean, it's just
You're getting pass through.
But what's because what's the weight of your broadhead?
the broadhead's a 175
And then you have a
100 grain insert.
100 grain insert.
Yeah. 100 grain insert. So 275 on the end. Yeah.
just for the head and the insert.
Yeah. They're
And then
And
a
the-
200 spline arrow.
250.
250.
But
Yeah,
what
very
is that one? This is getting kind of technical for our audience, but
It's a heavy arrow too.
is it? Yeah. I mean, how many grains per inch, or do you know?
I think it's a VAP SS. So I think they're around 10 point, whatever.
Okay, and it's probably like a 28-inch arrow or 28 and a half or something.
I think it's
So that's another
28 and a half.
280, 300 some grains.
Yeah, I added up once.
So you're over
your arrows.
you're over 500 grains.
Your
total.
arrow's twice the weight of mine.
That's probably mine too.
Yeah.
But it's a stiff arrow,
Yeah.
and it's worked really well. Everything I've shot's blown through, shoulders, whatever.
On elk too.
The last elk I shot, I didn't hit a shoulder, but it blew
Yeah.
right through it.
Yeah.
But all the deer, I don't know,
Yeah, I
it's-
haven't messed around with that too much. I feel like I've gotten pass throughs on all the deer I've shot, but like 3 of them were within 15 yards. So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't even have to
Yeah.
aim at that range. You just
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, bigger bucks, or the bigger I shoot a lot of small deer, so. But smaller deer,
A little softer.
they're a little, little more forgiving.
Not quite as beefy.
Yeah, you can tell like when you cut the chest on a big buck, all of a sudden your buck knife that you always use, you go to the big buck and it won't go. They're there's more animal there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've never had to dress a big buck.
Well, I've only had a couple occasions, but yeah.
You still hunt a lot of public
Yeah.
when you go? Yeah.
Yeah. I like to. It's a lot harder, but I don't generally go out on public during the gun season.
Yeah.
I
don't either.
I don't know. It just makes me a little bit leery being out there with guys like Dave,
Putting your life in him. And you hunt, you hunt a lot of public.
Good shot.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried about guys like you that know what they're doing. I'm worried about the dudes that, are sitting on the downhill side, shooting up over the top. And
Well,
I don't know.
Just west of the spot we're talking about, Mike Holtz hunts. His dad owns land there.
Yeah.
That's probably a dead giveaway too. But he was walking out about 7 years ago and walking out to a stand, and all of a sudden he didn't hear it. He got shot in the butt first, then heard it, the gunshot, went down and went through his car, hearts but on his jeans, slug, yelled, you effing shot me. And nobody ever came.
Of course not.
Nobody ever came. Got up, took his pants off and looked and didn't break skin, but had a huge black and blue spot on it.
How did it get through the Carhartts but not the jeans?
Must have been a
long
way off.
Yeah.
But
that's just
nobody, and nobody came.
Nobody came. Nobody would have. Oh, I was shooting at a deer. You were.
It could have been far enough away. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You might not heard him.
That's exact thing is why I'm a little bit interested, but a little bit nervous for this statewide rifle thing.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, Dave, I think is it up to the county to decide or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's not going to be every county in the state, but I don't know.
So but I don't think that makes any difference because either way, if you take a unsafe shot, it's going to be unsafe for a small moment in time, whether it's a slug, an arrow, a high-powered rifle. Yeah. Most of the time when you're deer hunting, you're shooting down. Yeah. Whatever you're shooting hits the ground within 5 feet of whatever you're shooting.
Yeah, you're worried about the same guys that you're worried about.
Yeah, and if you take a skyline shot at some point, even if it was a slug or a high-powered rifle, at some point it's going to pass through near the ground at relative same amount of. Yeah. Either way, a bad shot's a bad shot. Yeah. Or a stupid shot or whatever.
Yeah. The same guys that take a dumb shot with a shotgun are taking a dumb shot.
They're going to yeah. Well, that's my fear is it's going to give them a false sense of increased sense of confidence.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
It's another one. Yeah. I don't know.
When do the counties ever have to declare what they're going to be by? Do you guys know?
I'm not really sure. I don't really know. I probably know exactly what you know about it.
I don't know much. I know a guy from Litchfield that claims that he's talking to some of the people that are making the decision and that they're going to go forward with it, but that's hearsay,
For Meeker County or what do you mean?
Meeker County, yeah.
Yeah, and would it go by county or by like deer zone?
By county,
that's
is
a
weird,
good question.
which is weird too.
So then you could have a zone that's legal in half of it. And
I suppose, yeah,
you could.
Which is a whole nother thing you got to pay attention.
Because I don't think the zones they don't follow county lines, do they?
I'm not sure.
I don't believe they do.
No, I don't think they do.
No, because 219 would go through Wright and Meeker.
I think
it would.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it stops at Highway 15.
Yeah, which would already be Meeker. But then it also goes into Wright County too.
Yeah,
so it'd be a part of two
counties.
counties.
One more thing you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But I suppose guys will learn that real quick.
Well, I know once in a while you'll hear a rifle go off.
Yeah.
You can
you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
I always give them the benefit of the doubt and say it was probably a muzzle loader.
Yeah.
But even that's got a little bit different sound, I think,
Yeah.
But
whatever.
About a half hour before dark, that rifle shot.
Yeah.
I'm like,
how about that?
Yeah.
That's the one the game wardens always say. That's the one that gets you out of the tree stand. If they're out hunting, trying to enjoy their day off and they hear that and it's like,
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah. Have you ever, besides that one area, Have you ever run into a game warden on public land?
Not that I can think of. No. Mm-mm.
I've ran into. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I've ran into game warden a few times fishing, but one time I was scouting deer and came back to the truck and there was a game warden there.
Waiting for you?
Yeah, waiting.
Yeah.
Wait, was this during the season?
No, it would have been before season.
So what was he waiting for?
Waiting for me,
Why?
see what I was doing. And I said I was scouting deer. He said, "Well, have a nice day." And
Yeah.
drove off.
Yeah.
But hunting, I've never ran into one.
Yeah, I haven't.
So,
I can't think of a time I have.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't either, but
Yeah.
just on the water,
Yeah.
Yeah.
bow fishing or whatever. But
It's kind of weird when you think about it. I think the only time I've been checked is when I've been called in by a landowner. Yeah.
but it's I was looking at the map. It's like, I think there's just one conservation officer assigned to Meeker County.
Really? Wayne Hadelstead, is he retired? It's Nick.
Yeah, it's
Nick
Clares. Yeah, Nick Clares.
Yeah.
And that's the guy that's checked us on the water.
Yeah.
And he's been great. Like,
He gets around.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what I don't know who I would ask about this, but I don't know if it's truly just him that handles Meeker County, or are there other guys that come in? I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of territory
they
to
have
cover.
a lot of ground to
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
And some areas are bigger than others. You know,
Yeah.
the map is on the DNR website, whatever. But
Yeah.
like some of them have pretty big territories
Yeah.
to cover.
Yeah,
How does one guy cover all that?
That's wild when you
You
think
know?
about it that way. Yeah.
They just do the best they can.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that might be it. Like,
Yeah.
what else can you do? You know, but
They rely on us a lot of times, I think, to call in.
yeah, the turn in poacher
Yeah,
line.
probably.
There was, I think I might have told this in one of our episodes, but there was one time that public land by Kimball, the Ashaw Valley, whatever.
That new one? Is that
No,
Okay.
that's the Kingston. This is the one that's on 55 east of Kimball
Okay.
on the south side
Yeah,
of the road.
yeah.
It's a pretty sweet
Yeah.
piece of land. I used to hunt out there a little bit.
It's beautiful oaks.
Yeah, beautiful
yeah,
oaks.
yeah.
The leaves get about that deep, it seems like.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
you cannot get through
Yeah.
there quietly.
Deer love it.
Yes, the deer love it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only big woods around our area. I mean,
I haven't
Like-
seen an oak woods like that around.
Yeah, no, in
you're
terms
almost
of-
in different terrain. Than,
Yeah,
It's
it
like
almost like for in terms of hunting, like some of the parks are like that, but you can't hunt
Yeah,
it, obviously. But
It's very Missouri-like. That's
Is
Is
that what
I'll
it's
take your
like
word for
there?
it.
yeah, a
Is it?
lot.
Yeah.
Well, hillier than that, and that's pretty hilly.
That
for
is
around
pretty
here.
hilly for
Yeah.
around here.
But
yeah.
they're big oak draws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big oaks.
There was one time I was going bow hunting there. It was right after the gun season. And I pulled up in the parking lot, and it's, you pull up, and then they had like a log dropped, and then on the other side of that
Yeah.
was just prairie stuff going towards the woods. 3 deer laying there with just the back straps taken out. 3 does.
No way.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
When this was
This was
archery?
I was archery hunting, but it was the day after, or like the weekend after gun season, or maybe a couple of days after gun season, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was like just
I tell you what, you never know where them
waste.
deer came from, though.
Yeah. No.
Somebody could have shot them on their private and dropped them right there on the public. Who
Probably
knows?
not there. Yeah.
You know,
Probably not, yeah.
who knows?
It could. I mean, there was another one that was I found out on the public that had been shot, or it was dead there, like probably a couple hundred yards.
Really?
Same thing, just the back straps and like maybe the front quarter.
Oh,
were taken.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a little spike buck.
So did you
and-
call that in?
No, I didn't. I should have. This was
Yeah.
probably this was one of the first years that I was actually hunting.
Yeah.
Because when I started, we lived in Duluth, and I was too big of an idiot to know that there's public land, so I didn't really hunt up there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, a couple of times up in Melroot, but this is when after we had moved to St. Augusta, so I would drive from there to that Kimball chunk, and so I was pretty. I should like if I came across it now, I would 100% call it in and
Yeah.
say, just hey, FYI.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could do about it, but I'd at least make
Yeah,
the
let 'em
report.
know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
I mean, they're in
I
a
don't
tough spot even when you call in. That's what, that poaching case this year, he said, they were super thankful about that because he said 99% of our calls is a dead elk with a head cut off.
yeah. Oh, that was just this year.
That was this year.
Oh,
And it's like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, what do you do with
it's a
that?
needle
Yeah,
in a
it's like-
haystack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Without help, without seeing them.
Without seeing 'em.
You can take a bullet out, but what good's that do you unless you have a suspect?
yeah. Unless you can find the gun to match it to.
Yeah,
It doesn't do
exactly.
any good.
So yeah, it takes a little bit of luck, I think, for them to actually make an arrest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
man, that kind of stuff is. I bet it happens way more than we realize.
Yeah.
You know, like you guys are one example. There were probably 100 more that
Oh,
exact thing.
Out west, I think.
Especially out west, they got to be spread even thinner out there, I would guess.
Oh, absolutely. You look at
It's like huge chunks of land.
Yeah, you look at the units that they cover. Yeah, it's pretty tough. One thing I wanted to ask you is, you guys spotlight around here?
I have not, but it was probably only like 4 years ago that I realized you can do that.
Yeah.
I probably should. It'd be kind of fun.
That's another fun one.
You do that?
Get people mad at you,
I'm sure.
It's not every time, but somebody will come up and I'm calling the game warden. It's like,
well, it's kind of weird though, because most people do think it's illegal, or you know, that's what
for sure.
you would think it would be, or whatever.
Yeah. And I like the parameters they set up, you know.
Yeah, because what are those parameters?
It's 2 hours after sunset, which gives you about an hour and a half of dark.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have a weapon.
No weapon. Yeah. You can't do it during season.
Oh yeah, you can do it during season.
Oh, you can. Yeah. Just as long as you don't have a weapon.
You can't have a weapon. It's hour and a half after dark. Yeah. So when I see Nick, I bring it up, you know, just to make sure everything's still on the up and up. You know?
Okay, make sure they have a rule change or something.
Let them know how I'll get, you know, somebody once in a while, not every time, somebody will come peeling up, you know.
Yeah.
And there is, you know, you can't shine houses, livestock.
Sure.
But like for a landowner, and this is, I don't know if I agree with it, but they have to put a sign up saying no shining in 2-inch letters on their property.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which
they kind of have to post it.
Yeah, kind of like posting it for no trespassing.
Yeah, which I don't have any land, so it doesn't bother me. But if you did, I can see where that gets annoying as a landowner. Like,
to have to do that.
Yeah, you got to go out and post.
I don't think I wonder if people even know that. I don't think I've ever seen. Have you ever seen no shining?
No, never
Posted.
Never.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, I've had people come screaming at you. It's like, well,
yeah, I bet because probably not a lot of people, they assume you're up to something nefarious.
Yeah,
you're poaching or whatever.
Yeah, except you're in a minivan with your wife and kids.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's like,
yeah, the kids would probably get a kick out of that.
But oh yeah,
it's shining,
it's phenomenal.
Let
it's
them
fun.
run the spotlight and see if they can find a deer. And
it's fun. Yeah.
Well, that's when they're out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when they're out.
Yeah. And you see a lot of nice deer, you know, and the way they have it set up, you can't really see a deer and see where it goes to bed to hunt it the next morning.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You can see that it's in the area, but
yeah,
that's about as much information as you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think that's fair. You're like,
it's cool.
Yeah. You still got to go out there and try to find where it's coming from. And if it's, you know, on public land anywhere. And no, I've never gotten into that, but it does seem like it'd be kind of neat way to spend hour and a half, you know, sometimes.
Have you ever had that pay off into a big buck you killed or anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's more just driving in the really good deer spots.
Like an old school game camera.
Yeah. And you get to see nice bucks, you know.
Yeah, it's just cool to see deer.
It's cool to see deer. Yeah. I had a guy last year, east of Litchfield, middle of the day. So when you go east of Litchfield, I love it if you listen to your podcast. No. You go east of Litchfield, the old driving range there.
Yeah.
Remember there used to be a driving range there?
Yep.
There's always deer out there.
Yeah.
Always deer. So on the way home, I think me and Tommy were working out on Green Lake then. On the way home, I'd drive that and there's deer. You pull over and pull up the binoculars and looking at them, looking for a nice buck, you know, on the shoulder. And all of a sudden the guy pulls up and pulls up behind me about 100 yards. And I go up to the next field, you know, because it's pretty chopped up fields there, you know, and there's deer. And I sit and look at them and he's following me. I go up, turn around. He goes up, turns around. And we do that dance a couple times. And then he comes by me one time. I said, what's up? You know, he said, this is effing private property. And I said, so, you know, I'll call the sheriff right now. And you're just going, call the sheriff.
Okay.
What do you want? You know, and you're just in your mind, you're going, it's deer standing in the field. How are you telling somebody they can't stop and look at them?
Yeah, right.
But he was just irate, swearing and call the sheriff. And it's like, you know, and you're just going, what?
I'm not trying to go shoot the thing. I'm just looking at it.
No, you're looking at deer in a field. Yeah. And just loses it. But deer make people crazy, man.
Yeah.
What about drones? Do you guys know any of the laws about drones or how that? Because that's kind of a new thing now.
You can't fly them over a WMA.
You can't even fly them over.
Cannot. Nope.
Okay.
I do know that. Yeah.
Oh.
Which makes a lot of sense.
I like that.
Yeah. Otherwise it's somebody, you know, they'd buzz it over the top. There's a deer. Okay, park my drone. No, I'm going in after that.
Yeah.
Which I think some guys did east of Litchfield in that public.
Did they?
I think it was last year. I heard a story, that they got busted doing that.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
That'd be basically stone cold cheating.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
You can learn a lot fast with a drone.
Oh, looking straight down in our cattail swamp.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I mean, it would be super valuable for scouting. Like if they would allow it during the off season, you know,
Yeah.
Like that would be super. You'd probably see a swarm of drones over every WM.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the
But that's
camp.
kind of good to know, though. If you're ever out there, you see a drone, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so
don't know what you can do besides, call it in, but
So for deer recovery, you can't fly them over WMAs?
the rule book
crazy.
says you can't fly it over.
because in
WMA.
Minnesota, can you use drones for deer recovery?
That I don't know.
I think
on
I
private
think-
land, you mean?
I think you can.
Yeah,
Like
whatever.
if you have a thermal drone or whatever.
I think
Yeah,
you can.
I don't know.
I think you can in some places, guys. I thought we're advertising that. No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you couldn't
Yeah.
I know
for
some
deer
places-
recovery.
Yeah, I guess I've never looked at Minnesota with.
And they allow dogs now because they weren't doing that, right?
Yeah, you can use a tracking dog,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
but you can't have a weapon with you or something. I think
really?
same type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you can have a weapon with you.
Yeah.
yeah, you
Which
gotta,
I mean, that
gotta-
that also makes sense. But
you got to go back and get it after the dog finds a live deer.
yeah, well, if the deer's alive, I don't know what you do. You
Yeah.
got to just
Go back and get.
try to stop before you spook it again, or
Yeah.
what. But you ever had any long tracking jobs like that where you gotta not maybe calling a deer, but it takes you a long time or a long distance, or
Yeah. Well,
here
yeah.
or out west or whatever?
yeah. I mean, whitetails. We've had a few. I mean, I hit one back in the liver in Missouri. That's probably the biggest one I've shot in Missouri, and that one we bumped. We got on it too soon
Oh, sure.
and bumped it, and it ran into the neighbors. And we
On the private.
we backed out, and I started making phone calls that night, and somehow got this guy's number, and he said, since you called me, I'll let you go out there and look. But if I'd have caught you out there, it'd have been a different deal,
Yeah.
Yeah. And while I was looking for that one, I found about a 155 shed, which I thought was it. I think it died of EHD. The game warden told me later when he seen it at our camp, and I didn't realize he needed a tag for it. So he was looking at the deer we'd found. I looked all morning and got to the point where I was kind of grid searching, and I stumbled across that one thinking it was mine, and walked over there, and it's like, holy cow.
Wait, so it was still a pretty fresh, it had pretty recently died if you thought it was the one you shot.
No, I could just see the horns sticking up across the creek.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay.
You thought for a second it was.
Yeah,
For a second,
I got you.
Walked over there, and I took the
It was a
head
dead
off.
head. Yeah.
And ended up finding mine.
Yeah.
But I looked for, that's the worst feeling when you're down to a grid search,
Yeah.
But and this year we tracked one 1.2 miles. Our buddy Ross shot one back a little bit. Really nice buck in Missouri. And that one was cool because the whole track that night, we waited about 8 hours, and that whole track that night, we kept seeing fresh doe tracks. And I kept looking at him like, what's going on here? And it was on a doe when he shot it.
Oh,
We tracked it. I think he said 1.2 miles. We gave up that night and backed out, and he went the next day. The rest of us went out hunting.
Yeah.
And he basically gave up. And when he came back, it's like, man, we were on good blood still. We were thinking we were bumping it that night. Well, from the doe tracks we were on all night, the next day, when he gave up, we said, let's go look one more time. Well, it had went 40 yards past where we were.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
And there it
of
lay
course.
dead. And the whole way there, it was doe tracks. That thing followed that doe until it tipped over.
Until it really.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't.
Guts hanging out.
I don't think half the time they have any idea what even happened to them.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
You know?
sometimes. Especially if you have a real sharp broadhead and you get a pass through.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't, smack the shoulder blade, or if it's through the
Sure.
ribs, like a lot of times they'll just jump and like run, like what was that? And then
Well, I had the
clean
same.
cut, yeah.
I had the same thing with my 12 gauge one time. I had a buck came out in I don't know, 70 yards or something, and stand behind kind of this brush, but I'm shooting slugs, so thin brush.
Yeah.
And took really good aim. The wind was blowing and all this and that, and shot. And I thought I made a good shot. And I know that gun is capable of, that's within range. Maybe 70 or whatever. And the buck didn't move. I missed it.
Yeah.
Jacking another shell, same thing. And I'm like, gotta make a good shot, still just standing there,
Yeah.
boom. Or no, that time was a click because it was so froze up. Crap. Figured the shell out of there, got a new one in. Like, second time,
Still standing there.
make sure you do a good, which I made good shit, shot again. The thing, ran 20 yards, tipped over and died, Well, then when I found it, or once we had it hanging, I'd actually hit him both times.
Oh,
Once was right through just dead center, perfect.
Yeah.
And one was up in the brisket. And I'm kind of almost thinking that shot right through the brisket was, you'll see that with a bow too. Sometimes they'll stand there like they're just bleeding out. And I think I hit him the good shot first.
Yeah.
And my second shot hit him in the brisket and got him moving. Yeah. And then he, it's just weird. I don't know.
Take a slug like that and not
but I don't even think, I think sometimes they don't even know,
they're tough, man.
What hit them or what's going on or what,
Can you imagine getting shot in the guts and not,
not,
and running for one, it's like, no, you're laying there.
Just
waiting for the ambulance.
Curl and end it. Yeah. I think I know the answer to this, but what's your take on that corner crossing issue?
I love it. That whole thing is just, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You look at the landlocked land and they're, telling, I think it's phenomenal. I don't know if it's actually, I know they're pressing, the private landowners, lawyers still pressing for some.
I'm sure. Yeah. But I don't know what else they can do because the Supreme Court is not listening to it or not taking the case. So I don't know if he's got any other options.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's phenomenal, and it's unfortunate for them that they had to go through what they had to go through. But somebody had to do it.
I'm really glad they did. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, and it's just what is that, the 10th Circuit Court or whatever it is. So just there for now, but hopefully it goes nationwide at some point.
What's crazy about that is prior to that, you would talk to a game warden, and it was just kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's a gray area.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a yes or no.
Yeah.
What's the rule? What's the rule?
There's a lot of gray area with game wardens, even just stuff around here.
But it's like, there's got to be a rule on it. Yeah. Around here, with some of the.
Yeah. Like, I've seen issues come up like that.
Yeah. It's like, well, we got to have an answer. And they weren't really giving people answers on that. It was kind of.
They kind of forced their hand. Forced the issue.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm super happy it turned out the way that it did because. There's millions of acres, that are otherwise you can't get to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just read on the Meat Eater blog somewhere, I don't know when it was written, I guess, but I saw an article about people that are using helicopters to drop into completely landlocked, public land.
Yeah.
In my eyes, that should be legal.
Yeah.
Right. If you can afford it.
Yeah, for sure.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
They have regulations, well, I guess I don't know. But in Alaska, the blog mentioned in Alaska, a lot of those hunts are fly in. You can't hunt the day you fly in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Which makes sense, right? You're flying along, you see a moose, you get dropped off, you go shoot.
Oh,
it,
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why they do that. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That should be the same thing everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I'll ever be able to afford a helicopter.
You never know.
But for those who can.
I tell you what, there's a couple places around here. If I had a helicopter, drop me off. That'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it was just on Meteor. I don't know if we can mention them. I didn't want them in your listeners.
We did.
There's another pod. They just had a guy on that. They flew in helicopter. Him and a couple guys that wanted to do it for years, and they had the money to do it.
Yeah.
Got flown in, and when they were loading up at the airport, the rancher came and said, "We'll be seeing you boys," kind of something like that along those lines, a little bit of a threat.
Okay.
Getting lippy.
Yeah, kind of. He said he felt like a threat, but they got in there, and the helicopter leaves, and there you are, no way out.
Yeah.
And they shot. I think they had already had one. They had 2 bulls down, I think, that day, and we're going back to butcher them and haul them out. And they might have already started, but they come to this clearing where they can see, and here they see the rancher walking with horns on his back, and they didn't know. I don't think they knew it was a ranch. Did you hear this story?
Something. Did the guy that keep going?
Well, they see the guy, and the one guy's trying to glass and see if it's their bull. The other, and he told the other guy, run down there and see if your bull's still there. Well, he gets down there and screams back, "That's our bull!"
Yeah.
So they go after the guy and they catch him hiding it.
The guy tried to steal their.
Yeah, stole it. Flat out stole it. Yeah, private landowner. The rancher. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did see. I saw a video or something about that. Yeah, like confront him or whatever, and I know where it is.
And they're charging them fully, which they should.
100%.
Yeah. And there's that thing where these guys think they own, and they said it. The guy, it's their land to them. They honestly,
Because
think they
nobody
own
else
it.
can get out there. Well, not easily anyway.
Not easily, yeah. So when
Yeah.
somebody does go through the work for the effort, it's the same way around here. There's spots where like nobody's willing to go in there.
Yeah.
So now that spot's kind of theirs. Well, it's not. So
No, it's not. It's still public land, right? I
and
mean,
when somebody's willing to go in there, then all of a sudden they get a hard time, or they get.
I just think it's funny with those landowners, like the one spot. What happened? I think I shot at a deer and missed, and I'm sitting there, I missed it, whatever. And all of a sudden there's a guy standing over my shoulder, and he apologized. He said, I'm sorry, whatever. And
what did he apologize for? What do you mean?
well,
He's standing.
he didn't want to ruin my hunt or something, but he didn't. I was pretty close to the property line. But
Okay.
he had his stand, so he wasn't far from me. I don't know what he was apologizing for, but he didn't offend me.
But he was the private land owner,
yeah.
and you were on the public land.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And we kind of got to talking, and I'm like, oh, okay, you own that, whatever. And he's, this used to be a great spot before it was public. And then he kind of started grumbling, like, well, it kind of sucks because, like my son's, people come, ain't nothing for somebody to come walking, in front of my son's stand and da-da-da.
Probably does happen.
Well, yeah, but you do realize they had to walk a half a mile through a bunch of crap to get there.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
And
they take their 4-wheeler.
and you're hunting even though you're on your private, you're actually hunting the public land. Your private land is nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing there to hunt at all.
I know the spot you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't see how and that guy wasn't too bad, but I don't see how you'd even get offended, because it's like,
it's
the people that hunt there are pretty hardcore, it's not like you know what I mean? It's like, you guys got to make, you guys still haven't made
You still got
comparatively to the guys who hunt the private.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we'd all feel a little bit that way if we own the land, but we're not landowners. We're land hunters,
No,
So
no.
it's like hard to see it from their point of view, but
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe I would. I just have a hard time believing that I would care that much. Like if someone's on the public land, in my eyes, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, it's one thing if you're up in your stand and someone comes stomping through and like,
But even still, that happens sometimes.
It happens anyway.
Yeah.
But
and the spot you're talking about
It's
just
like-
became public, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty recently.
So this guy had that prior with probably nobody hunting it for years.
He said, we used to kill a lot of big bucks.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's hunting right on, like you said, he's hunting either on the public or on the line right there, It's
Yeah.
yeah.
He's hunting the public.
Yeah.
His stand might be on private, but
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I take that back. In the morning, he might be hunting his own land, but in the evening, his own land is producing nothing. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Deer make people crazy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Too crazy. Have you followed like the whole CWD thing in this state?
Oh boy, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. As much I'm not real depth.
Well, I'm not either, but like the
CWD
and the deer
EHD
farms,
and-
like that I guess that's the rest of it is, but the deer farming issue is interesting to me. The DNR is, the government is actively trying to phase out deer farms.
Yeah.
Right. And the legislation's in place, it's passed. And that Steve Porter guy.
Yeah. I've heard him.
He's all over Facebook on this stuff. And
Is he the big deer farmer?
Yeah, he's way up in the northwest part of the state.
Oh, okay.
That's probably where I've heard the most of it from. Yeah.
Yeah. He's fighting hard. I mean, it's on the one hand, he's not wrong. Like his livelihood is being phased out.
Yeah.
Now he can deer farm for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are some things he can't do. Like he can't bring his trophy bucks around to shows anymore and stuff like that.
Can't.
No, you can't transport live deer anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know when that was, enacted, when that was banned or whatever, but, which is, okay. So let's say he brings 6 huge bucks from his farm to the, Anoka deer fair or whatever that thing is called.
Yeah.
Are those deer really going to be transmitting CWD to any other
Are you
deer?
talking like live bucks?
Yeah, he would bring
okay.
live deer to show us so people
They're
can
not
look at
going to
them.
do nothing, but yeah.
In my eye,
I can
I
see
don't
why people think they would.
think so. Why would they think they would?
I don't know.
Well,
Like,
aren't his deer the most tested deer probably in the state?
I don't
Aren't they
know.
making them test them? I'm assuming.
I think every deer farmer has
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Do farm deer run a higher risk of CWD than any other deer?
That's a good question.
My understanding is they do, and I haven't researched this too deeply, but my understanding is there's an increased risk because they're confined.
Yeah.
Right. But there are other, safeguards that in place that deer farmers have to do. Like they have to have a fence that prohibits any kind of contact from a deer on this side of the fence in the wild with a penned in deer.
And that's the big gripe with him right now, isn't it? Is this now all of a sudden he's got to stick up another $100,000 fence?
Yeah, exactly. He said he'd have to put up another, $200,000 fence or whatever.
Yeah.
To prevent that, deers from
like a double fence or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like a double fence or a solid wall fence, whatever, something to keep cage deer from interacting with wild deer.
Can't sniff noses or anything.
Yeah. Which, so back to my point, he is right that that deer farming will be phased out. He'll be able to farm deer the rest of his life is the way it's currently written. And then he can transfer it one time to an immediate family member, a son or whatever. But then when that person is either done or retires or whatever, that deer farm is done.
I heard you guys talking about that.
Yeah, we did talk about it a little bit. But
well, you were the only. I didn't know anything about it.
So essentially, they've increased the cost to run it, to have it, and they've taken the value out of it. You can't run deer around the country and
so that
you can't sell it to somebody.
You can't sell the farm. I think you can still do. They can still collect the cents and the year and then whatever.
Sure.
And as far as I know, they can still sell those. But
as a family business, you're probably looking at you hand it down to your son, right? Is that what you're saying? He
can hand it one time.
Now the son's
and
it's a dead end.
Then the son, once the son either dies or quits farming, that's it.
So
it's a dead end. The family business is a dead end.
Yeah, and it says right in there. I read part of the statute, or the wasn't the Supreme, it was the circuit court decision, and they say right in there, while the eventual end of deer farming is unfortunate, we feel it's a necessary step to combat CWD. Or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm a skeptic with that stuff.
I am too.
I think we play God a little too much when it comes to nature.
It's still gonna. I just don't see how that's gonna eradicate.
Yeah.
See, it might help. Maybe I don't.
To me, it's kind of in the same class as like invasive species in lakes.
That's what I was going to say.
It's good luck controlling that.
Started on that.
Yeah.
They found those in Big Swan a few years. Zebra mussels.
Yeah, shocker.
They're not going to stop it.
Yeah,
I argue with that at the guy at the landing, and then it's like we're putting all this money into this. You guys sit here from 7 to 5 and think you're saving the world, and 90% of the fishermen come in at 5:30, 6.
Yeah,
dump their boat in. There's nobody there.
There.
We're not going to stop it. Yeah. Education's great. If you want to stand here and educate people, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's just naturally, I think it's just going to work its way through. But the money we throw to it is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The amount of money we've thrown at it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's getting about as bad as those daycare centers.
Dave just brought politics into it. I thought the show's off the rails.
I thought that's what we were going to be talking about was politics.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
I put my notes away right away.
We can if you want. If you got notes.
No, I think about that too much.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of all my notes. You got any other sweet hunting stories, or
oh boy, off the top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah, kind of putting you on the spot. I realize that.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah.
Well, what would you say to someone that's going out west for the first time to hunt elk?
I would say the biggest thing is just being willing to. It's not hard now, especially to go online and find kind of a pack list for a 7-day backpack in. And hunt. And finding a spot on the map that's just a little, because so many, when we go out there now, the valley we drive through is just loaded with hunters.
Yeah.
Just loaded.
Yeah.
And all those guys are leaving camp in the morning and they're going up the mountain. Some of them are going further than others, maybe 2 miles, maybe 2.5 miles. Yeah. And a lot of them elk are getting pushed up, so you kind of got to be willing to go, I think, a little bit further. Yeah.
Got to be willing to work.
Yeah. The burns are huge. That's no secret. The guys are really doing well chasing burns, and now with Onyx, it's like
You
a
can
blink-
find the
yeah,
fires. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a blinking out.
Oh, this one.
light,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hunt here kind of deal.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Big giant arrow. Like,
Yeah. That's
this-
our spot now has just been packed with people.
Yeah.
There's never anybody there for the first 3 years.
Yeah,
And
then
the
it
first year
burned.
that burned, there was a couple guys and there's some nice elk shot.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like the last time we pulled in there was a guy cleaning one at the trailhead. So we talked to him and we started walking out and this guy had about a 340 inch bull on his back. So we're just like, we ran in there,
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this guy's carrying elk out, It's like,
Yeah.
no. But
Yeah.
So have you had to change your, your tactics or where you go or with that kind of stuff over the years, or have you?
we're getting better at playing the point game, getting elk, getting into that's one thing that I would say start doing now. And especially if you have kids that are going to hunt, is buying them bonus tags, because that's going to be the future.
What do you mean the bonus
Bonus tags, going back to the bonus points. Sort of.
Oh yeah, the points. Yeah. Yeah.
Just getting smart about that. And we're trying to do now is get on a rotation where we're going to try to buy, say, I got to get rid of my points, hopefully this year. But, and the reason I do is because if you put in a group of 4 guys, they'll average your points out. So like if you have 1, Dave has 3 and I got 8, well, we're going to average that out. So,
Yeah.
but, if you're really serious about it, putting a bonus point in to Idaho or Wyoming, this year, next year, put one into Wyoming and then Montana, and then maybe one other state, so that you have a rotation going.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just put in there till you. And so Carl uses one of these hunt coordinators, and it's, I can't find myself to fit the bill. I don't know how much it is. It's maybe $600, $700, $800 for the year, but they'll literally go through the states and
they do all that work
they
for
do
you.
all that work for you. They know all
Okay.
that stuff, and they know units that are going to be really good that only take 3 points. So in 3 years,
It's probably worth it if you're into it.
if you're into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I don't know that maybe when kids get a little bit older or something.
What's the problem with having all those points though? Like what?
For me, just for me, it's just the guys that I hunt with are down to. Like, the guy I went with last year now has 0 because he drew last year for the breaks.
okay.
That hunt where we screwed up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he has 1. I have 7.
Oh,
So we average at it's kind of
okay.
you kind of want to be pretty close to the same boat. But
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, playing the points game, because the breaks hunt we go on is just an awesome hunt because you take a boat in.
Oh sure.
I didn't mention that part. Probably the best part about it.
Yeah.
So you put all your gear in a boat and you're hunting everything from the lake up,
Oh sure.
which is all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You got all your gear, food, chairs.
So
your
your camp's right down on
all
the
the,
lake.
you got all the things that you wish you had on a
Okay.
backpack hunt.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a cush hunt, and it's a higher success rate.
No, that's sweet though.
I would look for stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, those are good ones. But you meant, I lost my train of thought there. You had mentioned something earlier. I'll get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of like navigating, I don't know, tax law or something, figuring out when and where to apply and all this.
What about
other-
because for your whitetail hunts, is it mostly Missouri or do you?
We've done Missouri, Kansas, Kentucky. We've kind of been hitting the last couple of years. That's
Okay.
another up, I think, a kind of a sleeper state.
What's the state-to-state differences getting licenses there? Is there?
So Kentucky's over the counter. Missouri's over the counter. Kansas, you have to put in that. Kansas ends up being in like $650, but still probably my favorite state to hunt. Missouri's in the 300s.
Good
low
whitetails.
three-
in it, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Missouri's in the low 300s. And
That's not too bad.
No, you get a buck, a doe. You get a buck and a doe tag in Missouri. Kentucky, you get a buck and 3 does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, some people are probably thinking, man, that's way too expensive. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's,
Well, we're renting a fish house up on Mille Lacs in a couple of weeks here, and that's like $1,200. So.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it costs money to do stuff.
Yeah, it costs money to do
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. you're
I'll
right.
fill my tank tonight for $100.
Yeah.
A diesel pickup.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, 300 is for a buck and a doe. And Missouri, if you don't fill your doe tag before the gun season, after the gun season, that becomes a buck tag. So you can actually shoot 2 bucks.
Really?
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of
But
Interesting.
when you have a family, I've never went back.
It's hard,
because
yeah.
my wife
Yeah, it's hard to go back.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
wife would probably leave me. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to kind of balance that out for sure. But yeah, I I hunted mule deer out west the one time. Haven't gone to any other states, but we've been talking. It'd be sweet to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The first year in Wisconsin, it's dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's like $100.
Yeah.
$99.
Yeah. So
yeah.
and that'd be fun to go there. I think it'd be sweet to go. You ever go like antelope hunting?
No.
I think that'd be fun to try.
It would be.
Go out, you don't have to go that far to find them,
Yeah.
probably just the Western Dakotas maybe or something.
What are the tags like for that? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I think some areas are pretty high demand, but others you can get into for pretty easily.
It seems like they're all over. Like you drive out west, you see them all over.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that'll become the next big thing to hunt, but that'd be fun too. So
I got a couple buddies that hunt them, and I was driving out. They're talking about how hard it is, and I was teasing them like these things?
Oh, you mean one of those 50 things that we see?
Yeah.
Those are hard to hunt.
Standing next to the road.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It would be fun, man. That'd be a fun hunt.
Yeah, the one year we were hunting out west in Colorado. I think this was when Vinny Pokornowski still lived out there. We were going back, driving back to this one spot, and I think we got out there before he did. And he was driving out and saw some, pretty close to where we were. So he came and unloaded some stuff, and either that day or the next day, he just drove back and shot one.
Yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, but it was cool.
Hunting is like that, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes it's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got to be a super optimistic, almost to a point of being
for sure.
because you can get beat up and not see deer, even around here. Some of the greatest spots, you can go sit and not see deer for quite a while, you just kind of got to have that mentality where it could happen at any time.
Could happen at any time. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta stay positive.
Yeah.
The worst deer hunter I ever know, won't name names.
Is it me?
But yeah, his problem is that, the night before deer season, his attitude is here.
Yeah.
And then after one morning sit, it's down to here. After another sit, it's in the tank and it don't move back up.
Yeah.
It's like
until the next season.
Yeah, it's like you gotta
change.
You gotta
that,
lie
buddy.
to yourself or something.
Yeah, lie to yourself a little bit. Yeah. One story I forgot about, and this one cracks me up. So the first year we moved south of Dassel there, we sat, sitting in the house. I got a window that looks over some land, and I talked to the neighbor. This was kind of before Onyx. This is probably 12 years ago. I don't think I had Onyx, and I'd talked to him about hunting, and he said, yeah, and I'd watch a slough behind Josephson's.
Oh yeah.
And the one night I see a deer out there, it was a lightning storm, and I get my binoculars up, and it's this beautiful buck, and I called him O'Neill because he had like O'Neill handlebars.
Nice.
Yeah, he had two. And I'd seen him. This is a couple weeks for the season, and getting closer to the season, I'd see him pop out of that slough every couple of days. It wouldn't be every night, but he'd get up and he'd walk straight to this pinch point. It just next.
You're seeing him right at dark.
Yeah, like the last half hour, 45 minutes, he'd get up and he'd walk through that pinch point into this woods I could hunt. And I'm just thinking, oh man, this is going to be, that's going to be a chip shot. Yeah. It's going to be easy. And opener, I went and sat in that pinch point, and it was a north wind, so I sat on the south side, didn't come out. And the next night, I went and sat on the north side. It was a south wind. It was corn, still standing corn. It was like second day of the season, And I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but my wife didn't know any better, and all of a sudden I get a text, that says, here he comes.
Yeah.
So I got a camera set up, because I'm thinking this thing's going to be, it's going to be a guarantee. Well, he comes, gets about 40 yards, and he cuts into the corn. And my scent's blowing in the corn, and I don't see him till he gets about 15 yards away, and I can see him about 4 rows in, and I'll never forget because I'm watching him eat. You can see his eyeball, you can see him chew, but you got no shot.
Yeah.
And still light though.
Still light.
Yeah.
And I got the camera going, and I got 15 minutes of camera footage of nothing, but I've got cameras rolling as an old GoPro, and I'm just thinking like, what am I going to do? He's going to smell me.
Yeah. Few more steps.
Yeah. Few more steps. Yeah. He's going to smell me. I got no shot, and he's going to smell a person here, and I'm never going to see him again. So I got the wild idea, and I didn't tell a soul I did this until after I killed him a couple of weeks later. But he started walking. Finally started walking. He's going to be downwind of me. I just started barking like a dog, growling. And I'm packing all my stuff up, and I'm growling. And I got footage of it. I just sounded ridiculous. Got my stuff packed up, crawled into the corn on the other side, and booked it. He ran about 40 yards and sat and blew at me, but
he didn't know what you were.
Didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So, and I'm thinking, I told my wife, and that was it. You know, I'm like,
Yeah, it was
it was kind of desperation.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? Well, about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days later, here he pops up again, and he won't walk to that pinch point, but he walks straight into the corn now.
Sure.
So I laid in that corn, you know, every day after work for like 4 days, and that was the one I shot in the rib and spine.
Oh yeah.
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 Then I told people the story because it's like, well, it worked. You know,
It worked.
it's
Yeah.
either he smells a human being there and probably
Yeah,
never
it
comes back.
comes back, or at least
That's-
not till the end of the season or after.
And he's hearing Josephson's dog every night, you know, barking.
Yeah,
And,
true.
You
Good
know,
point.
I mean, dogs are
Yeah.
They
really
hunt 'em all
nothing
the
to
time,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it worked, you know.
Yeah.
And I wish I could find that footage because
Yeah.
man, I sounded ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a good story.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Thinking outside the box there. I suppose you could have tried to like just chuck something at him and scare him, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
have
good thinking. Maybe
it
didn't
was
have
a little bit
anything
of
to throw.
panic, probably, you know,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
knowing what to do, but I had
Yeah.
enough time to think about it. I remember that. Just
Yeah.
thinking, oh, this is
You're right though. They bust you.
yeah, if they wind you, it's over.
It's over.
yeah, because they run into stuff all the time,
Yeah.
you know, and if they don't know what it is, well, that's a different
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah, they just know something scared them, and
Mhm.
that's it. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And out at the land that we were talking about that you hunt, the one year, was walking in the dark and I kind of see something and I hear it and I get down low and here's a buck walking right into me downwind. I'll never forget, my wind's blowing right to him and he almost runs into me about me to you away and he busts, goes up on.
You got that
up-
close, huh?
Oh, he almost walked into me.
What?
And he goes up on the hill up there.
Yep.
You've hunted there.
Yep.
And he's skyline and I'm
Yep.
looking at him. He's a nice, 120-inch 8-pointer. And I just couldn't believe it. I just sat and thought, what is going on? What
Yeah, what
happened
was
there? I
that?
can't believe it. Downwind to me, it almost ran into me. Well, about a week later, I took my niece and nephew out there and we were hunting and my nephew shoots a deer and text him, he said, I shot a buck, and I go over there and he hadn't gone up to it yet. And he said it sat down at the creek for 45 minutes and drinking water. Never thought it almost getting dark. And he said, I took the shot because I didn't think it was ever coming.
Yeah.
We go down there and there's this buck that had been shot with a shotgun through the mouth
Oh,
and its tongue was hanging and black. And I mean, you could smell it from 30 yards away. It just stunk. And we were carrying it. We had it in the kayak, pulling it
Yep,
out of there
yep.
before it hit me.
oh.
I'm like, that's that buck.
Same
Yeah.
buck. Yeah.
That's
So it couldn't smell you.
couldn't smell nothing.
Wow.
Couldn't smell a thing.
Yeah,
But I
that's
remember
crazy.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it for like a week. I just kept thinking, what?
What was that thing doing? Yeah.
How could a deer almost walk
Yeah, how
into
could
you
you- yeah.
downwind?
Downwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Got a rotten chunk of
Got a-
meat hanging off his
yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it's still a good deer yet, though. You butchered it
the
up.
rest
Yeah,
of it was fine.
yeah. You didn't want to be downwind of it on the ride out. but
Yeah.
yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, just weird stuff you see, man. That's
Yeah.
kind of what makes it.
Yeah, that is what you never know what you're gonna
You
see.
never know, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave, you got anything else, or we've gone 2 hours and
I
7
don't know,
minutes?
dude.
Who brought turkey?
I did. Yeah, I got some deer meat. Got some deer.
well, I
Is
know-
from you this year?
I said, I know it ain't from one that Dave shot this year.
It's not for mine. Nope, not for me.
How'd you guys do at deer camp this year?
It was down. Yeah, it was down. There's still some deer killed, but
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't. as-
Sounded like later was better for you guys. Was it
Yeah.
kind of at the end of the season?
Yeah. Yeah. We had to work for it.
Yeah.
There wasn't 5 deer hanging the first morning
Yeah.
or nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it work.
Yeah, it's good to be knocked down a peg every now and then.
We actually did
Yeah.
it. We actually did a deer drive.
You did?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it worked.
Public?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a piece of public, and it's kind of cool because it was a kind of a pheasant hunting only type of
Yeah.
public ground.
Just
I mean,
grass.
a lot of grass, a little bit, but more for pheasant hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many deer did you get out of it? The drive?
We got one. Probably it was kind of cool because we had this great, let's do a deer drive, and yeah, 10 minutes into it, we had a deer down, so it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't happen too often. That's
We
sweet.
could have had a couple more out of it. If we would have set it up better, we could have had more.
That's
but
what I was going to ask. Did you line up and just walk it, or did you have
No, well, we
posters,
did.
or what?
we had, because we're going off of Onyx, kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Pounder's memory, because Pounder's the boss of it. So, we got one, so you got to give him credit there.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, right.
but yeah, the side. So we thought we were driving like the same swamp, but it wasn't. We were basically, if we were going to drive it, you could drive one side at a time or drive the other. We were trying to drive it all at once.
Yeah.
Well, then as soon as because I'm like, I'll push. I don't care. I'll get in there and walk through that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I step foot, I'm like, well, this whole side, there's nothing here I can see for 40 yards to this. There's not gonna be any deer bedded here,
Yeah.
But yeah, on the other side, they kicked one up, and then if we would have done it right, we would have totally forgotten about our side, never even touched it, and we would have had 3 more posters, up on the other side.
Did you have a poster or no?
Yeah, we had 2. Yeah, we had two drivers, 2 posters.
Yeah. Who shot?
Tommy.
Poster or driver?
Poster.
It must have been close if Tommy got it.
No, well, yeah, it was running, but yeah, Tommy's a good shot, sucker.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah, he shot twice and put 2 slugs in it.
And that was a buck?
Yeah, it was a buck.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
I bet you that's cool though.
It was.
Being in a group like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because usually,
Yeah, we had a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
But it was kind of fun because we were making the plans, and I was like, "Hey, you old guys, you go up there and da-da-da." And all of a sudden, me and Zach were like, "Yeah." We're looking around like, "Oh yeah, we're the old guys." Yeah.
Are we
All right, sweet.
Always talking to us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's a good time.
Yeah, because I haven't done a deer drive since I was a kid. It's kind of fun. I like hunting public and stuff. I like those guys because they don't just hunt one way.
Yeah,
they do a little of everything.
They hunt everywhere,
and I can appreciate that.
Oh, I love it.
I kind of like all aspects of it.
Absolutely, man. That ground hunting, what they do, and killing deer that way, that's a whole other animal.
That's a rush, man. Do you hunt from the ground at all? I mean, besides elk?
That 19-pointer is the only one I've shot off the ground.
Yeah.
And there I just laid on the edge of the cornfield until it came out. Yeah, it was kind of, No, what they do it's phenomenal. I mean, it's got to take a lot of work.
Yeah, I think, a
lot of time, they're
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're super good at it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of failures, but when you succeed at that, that's got to be cool, man.
Yeah.
Sitting on the ground, rattling, calling. That'd be fun, man.
Yeah. I shot a doe off the ground one time with a bow, and it seemed like the easiest thing ever, but I know for a fact it's not always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've shot what I thought was a doe off the ground out at that place. The one year, we had I think Will was born that year. My wife broke her arm, so she was laid up. So I didn't hardly hunt at all, And it was like late November, early December. I said, I'm going to run out quick. And the first deer I see, I'm going to shoot.
Yeah.
Those doe.
Put some meat in the freezer.
Yeah. This doe comes out and it's raining out. So it's super quiet. And I'm sitting in a cedar tree, so only about 6 feet off the ground. And this doe comes in and she's behind some stuff and I can't get a shot. And I started thinking, well, I should just try to sneak down. She's 20 yards, but she's eating and doing whatever. Yeah. So I climb down and kind of creep around a little bit, and it's just dead quiet because everything's wet. No shot. So now I work around the other side, finally get a shot, and I shoot. Goes 20 yards and tips over, and I walk up there, and it had been shot during the gun season, and it had 2 big bloody spots where the horns had fallen off because of the stress.
Sure. Oh. Dropped its antlers.
Yeah. So now you're like, oh no, what was it? Was it a big old? You can't tell. I mean, it looked like nice faces, but in your mind, you're thinking
a nice deer, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful doe. I thought it was a really nice doe.
Huge doe.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. But now you're looking in the weeds for the horns, thinking you might possibly find them, which is not happening. But yeah.
Funny.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, should we wrap this thing or what?
I think so.
A couple hours.
How long's it been?
Goes by fast.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
It's just like a break at B&P, huh?
Yeah, right.
Pretty much.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Grew up in the sticks, learned to hunt and fish. I fell in love with it along about 5 or 6. My old man taught me to shoot a gun, and Daddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors, I thank the got a Doug dog. I've got a Ranger boat. I've got a climbing stand for my marlin. 30-30, I've got a fishing pole in every corner of the room. I love the way a buck looks in the headlights. It's the first day of the rut and I know where he's at. A cold snap on a warm lake, over a warm lake on a cold snap. I love the great outdoors. I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here. I could live on the water, I could die in the woods. I know my way around, I know how to find the good stuff. I was raised to keep it simple and work for everything I've got. And I've got the great outdoors, that's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here. I love the great outdoors, I thank the